All right, everybody. Welcome to another rendition of Mir Musk, episode 14, the Steel Toe Aaron Imholt interview. Aaron, thank you so much for coming on today, sir. It is honestly an honor and a blessing to have you on today.
Great to have you. It's good to be in the hot seat with such, what would you call it? Not investigators, not gumshoes. What would you call it? Journalists of such high repute.
Yes, of course.
Although I don't know, Dr. Chow he's got a reputation. Like I think he'd actually like this. I got a DM from someone like 2 days ago. They're like, you gotta be careful with, Chow, do you just want to hear it? What this person sent me?
Yeah, of course.
No, of course.
I thought this was funny. I'm like, I've never done a show where somebody like sent me a DM and they're like, you got to look out for this guy. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I've been doing shows for 17 years now. I feel like I can handle pretty much anything, but I had to get a warning. I'll just quote it here. Please keep this between us, but be careful with Chow. And by the way, I already broke rule number 1. So I won't say who sent me this, but I will say, please keep this between us. But be careful with Chow. He's a troll desperate for Fat Onion's attention. Now, I will say this. Everyone's allowed their bad taste. I mean, hell, people like Big Bang Theory, for Christ's sake. So that's all right. You can't trust anything he says. I don't think he's malicious, but he lies and fucks with people. He's partially doing performance art. He's like an Andy Kaufman type character.
I love it.
Yeah, so this is like what their narrative has been for like a month. Like I was doing a show with Ari Jane, and all these guys like started DMing her and being like, oh, he's like Andy Kaufman. He's trolling you. And I was putting all this production work into the show.
Yeah.
And like basically running the show. She would just show up for an hour. It was a cool little, 1 hour thing where we just focused on positive energy, positive shit.
Sure.
But like, yeah, it was dope. But yeah, like all these people are like, oh no, he's running some game on everything. It's like, dude, I'm just a dude, bro.
How did you get that? Like, how do they end up in a place where people are like, no, he's not just positive and shit. He's running a game. He's doing something. Like, did you steal credit cards? Did you like steal identities? Like, what have you done?
No, I have no idea, bro. Well, I mean, like, I called out. Me and Melton were beefing for a minute, but if you go search it, like you, bro.
I can't imagine that. He seems like such a reasonable guy.
You search your name or my name. I'm the only guy who was banned from all of his stuff. And it all started from one thing. It was
I wish he would ban me.
There was a dude in his Discord, and just as a troll, like he was talking shit to me, and I'm like, dude, yeah, I can see behind the curtain, and I can see you're actually just a Melton alt. Just to troll him, I like called him a Melton alt.
Yeah.
Melton lost his mind. He banned me from his Discord.
That doesn't sound like him.
Yeah. And then I was like, I hit up a dude who was in there, and I'm like, dude, he's only at like 14 boosts on his Discord. So if he drops down like 1 or 2, we could just snipe his web address, his URL. I was like, it'd be funny as hell because I was already boosting him up, gratis on the arm. Yeah. And when he booted me, I was like, oh shit, he's right on the border. So I'm like, this is a good troll. Like, he drops down one more thing, and then we just squat on the domain name, the GG Discord NLO. I was like, that's a genius troll,
Right. Okay.
And then the dude ratted to him, and he got all like butthurt about it. But he had already banned me from all the shit. So I was like,
honestly, if that's what this guy is talking about, it makes me feel so old. Like whenever the instant somebody goes, so this thing happened on Discord, I just feel like I have a gray beard and a cane and arthritis. I'm just like, you guys do what you want. A long time ago when I was still on the radio, a fan of mine was like, you should start a Steel Toe Discord. I literally told him, you start it, you create it, you run it. Do not involve me. I want nothing to do with you animals.
I have a real simple philosophy towards that. If you're a 45-year-old man and you're on Discord, you're a loser. I don't care, like if you're a nice guy, a bad guy, but like, dude, read a book, get a hobby, box, watch TV.
Look at elitist over here with his book reading.
It's just like, come on, you're texting on Discord and you're a middle-aged man.
Let me guess, bro. We're supposed to read some Hunter S. Thompson, man.
Yeah, man. Actually, I am a Hunter S. Thompson fan.
Of course you are.
Yeah,
of course you are.
Steel Toe, I do want to get into you a little bit, sir. I kind of want to learn more about you because I've seen you here and there on all these shows and whatnot. You know, I've seen your coverage and whatnot. I've also watched your show. You honestly seem very poised and very, I would say, professional on your show. You have a great radio voice, in my opinion. I do appreciate that a lot from listening to Opie and Anthony, you know, and Howard Stern. And I kind of want to understand your beginnings in radio and whatnot, because I never really heard about your backstory too much, or I might have missed it possibly. So I wonder if you could delve in with me about how you got into radio, what inspired you to get into radio, what was your experience being on Minneapolis radio and whatnot.
I was a really big Carlin fan in middle school, and Carlin, you know, I just kind of dove into his career. He started on radio. He had a comedy partner, and they did a show. And then I didn't want to go to real college, so there was. I mean, that's pretty much it. I didn't want to
respect that.
I didn't want to spend like 4 years in real learning college, so I went to
learning college,
hack radio college, where it's a 2-year program that you finish in 18 months if you go through the summer and just go straight through. And then they place you, they give you a job. I got my first radio job in Litchfield, Minnesota, on KLFD AM 1410, the Meeker County original. I had to say that 50 times a day. And then after that, I bounced around to a place in Wilmer that wanted me to do a morning show for a hot AC format. If you don't know what hot AC is, it's like Soccer Moms.
Okay.
It's Taylor Swift. It's pop music without any black people.
Right.
And so I had to do a hot AC format.
A lot of Sam Smiths in there.
Yeah. Oh, God. And then the first day, they instantly hated me. And they're like, you can't say that on this station. You can't say this. And I was trying to be good. Like, it was me, like my hands tied behind my back, knowing it's Soccer Moms. And I know one day there was a story about pot, or there was a story about some crime thing. I don't remember what it was. And all I said was, I was like, I don't care. I'm a libertarian. I don't care if people do this, that, or the other thing. Got off the air. There wasn't 5 minutes that went by. And this is my first day of doing a morning show in Wilmer. This is after like 6 years in Litchfield.
Right.
And they bust in, the owner of the station and the program director, a lady, bust into the station, and they go, what are you doing? As they come into the studio.
Cross in hand, holding it against your head.
I'm sitting there going, what? What did I do? And they're like, you can't go on the air and say you're libertarian. That might offend some of our audience.
Jesus Christ, dude.
And that was day one. And I'm sitting there going, you heard my show in Litchfield. You know what I do.
Right.
Why did you hire me? And it was that day the program director goes, well, that wasn't my choice. And I'm like, oh, I'm fucked. Like, I'm not going to make it.
How long did you last there?
1 month.
1 month.
I was on the air 1 month in Wilmer, and I quit. And what's funny is, I told a couple of people that I liked at the station that I was going to quit that day.
Yeah.
They told the head of sales, who like was the person responsible for hiring me. And he took me out to lunch, and he's like, I had this whole plan. I was going to get you on our news stations. We own like 30 stations in the Midwest. I wanted to get you on those. You can't leave. And I'm like, well, it would have been great if you would have told me this grandmaster fucking plan before you stuck me on a Soccer Mom station.
A conservative Soccer Mom station, or the fuck that shit is.
Yeah.
And Jacob Ryan S has a good point, bro. You should throw up his chat from a minute ago.
Oh, this? Nobody? Oh,
no, Jacob, but you said, Lil Mir, stop chugging beer. You're a sexy dude in your older vids. Now you're kind of bloated.
Oh, shit. I'm getting older, man. I did those vids when I was like 22, 23. I'm fat now. I'm ugly. I got the dad bod now.
Yeah.
But I mean,
somebody we know.
I mean, once you came from that, though, was it kind of discouraging? Did you kind of want to push away from radio, or did you what pushed you forward more? You know.
Well, I quit that one, and then it's funny, when I went up to the owner's office to quit, he had informed me that he was about ready to let me go anyway. So it just kind of worked out, and I called a couple stations in St. Cloud. There were a couple that wanted me. Yeah. And I ended up at Rockin' 101 in St. Cloud, which is, just north of Minneapolis.
Okay.
And I mean, it only took us a couple of years, and we were pulling, 25, 30 shares, men 18 to 49. And it was just a crazy audience.
What does that mean? I'm sorry. I don't really understand radio.
25 to 30 share means like out of the people listening to the radio at that moment, 25 to 30% of people 18 to 49 had our show on in the morning.
Okay.
So we were doing 25 to 30 shares. And then I I got a little carried away. Yeah.
You're making it, man. You were making it a little bit.
It was really good. And I was doing the sales for my own show. I was selling my own live reads, which means I didn't have to deal with salespeople. Right. And I got 20 to 30% of any business that the show did. So the money on that was ridiculous. Insane. When the show was up to, when you're selling in the men 18 to 49 range, and you can say that almost a third of people in that area are listening to your show, you can charge whatever you want. So that was going really well. But I remember telling the boss I wanted to syndicate the show because it's going really well. Start calling stations and we'll market it out on our own.
Right.
And he never did. So I decided to apply to a station in Des Moines, Iowa, thinking if they hire me, then I never had the intention of going there. I wanted to send it to my boss and go, here, they hired me. Just here, take the show. Let's put it on there. And that'll be our first market.
Okay.
They did. Not only did they not hire our show, they never even called me. So I decided on the air one day, we would go listen to the person they did hire, and we would just mercilessly make fun.
I love that. Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah,
I like that.
We started doing that, and one of the co-hosts was a woman, and we were listening to their station, and she goes, apparently a lot of people are trolling us on Facebook and saying Steel Toe is better. I don't know who they are, but they sound like a couple guys in their mom's basement. And we were like, oh, this will be fun. She wants to,
she wants to banter. She wants to go back and forth.
Thing. Well, a listener that day had brought apple pie moonshine into the studio, and it was a Friday, and we decided to drink a little bit. And we found a few sizzle reels of her that she used for radio and TV.
Yes.
And if you go look for, any radio publication, All Access, Radio Insight, or the Minneapolis Star Tribune or Des Moines Register, and you go read the articles about this situation, you'll find some quotes in there of me that I promise you are kind of out of context.
Tell me some. We're very out of context here, so let me hear some. I want to hear how offensive you are.
There was one where there was a pit bull in the front seat with her in one of the sizzle reels. And I said, oh boy, I hope it smells toddler on her breath and eats her. I was being if you listen to it, if you read that on paper, it reads horrible. But if you heard me say it and it's followed up by we're stupid, we're dumb, this is ridiculous, blah, 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 you would get the context. But some woman who's friends with the DJ who had 200,000 followers on TikTok in Seattle trimmed out of this 1 hour back and forth we had. She trimmed out 6 minutes of just the really misogynist jokes. And it went all over the place. And I was like, we're just going to lay low on this. You're like, we're going to let it blow over. And it was 9 days later, and angry women are still calling the station and calling advertisers. I'm like,
and they buckled them and they fired you or some shit.
No, well, I don't know. I'm paranoid. I think they would have fired me.
Okay.
They suspended me for 2 days. It was a Thursday, Friday, the following week. And they said, we're going to let you back on the air Monday, but you have to give us all your socials. You have to give us we were simulcasting on Twitch at the time. They were like, you have to give us your Twitch account and all the money that comes from Twitch. I was using that. I was giving extra money to our second mics because the radio station didn't pay those guys shit. So I was giving that money to our second mics, helping them out. And they were like, you got to give us the Twitch and all that stuff. And all I kept thinking was, if I give you Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all this stuff,
they'll bury you.
You can delete it and fire me.
Right. And then they have ownership of that name and whatnot. And you're fucked completely.
And
dude,
go ahead.
Not to divert, but that Matt dude, he was one of your OG guys, right?
He's pretty OG. Yeah, he came on a few years in.
Where has he been, bro? I've seen him online a couple times. He's hilarious. He's really he'd be huge right now if he was doing a show.
I think he would be. I think he's awesome. I think he's great. I think Oz, if he left about a year ago, but Oz had been there the longest of anyone. And before he had a stroke, man, he was one of the funniest guys to work with. Matt just unfortunately has a really well-paying job. Yeah. And mornings aren't workable for him. We're planning on bringing him on in the evenings a lot because he's really fun. He's just a naturally funny guy.
Every single time I've seen him on your stream, I haven't watched a lot of your streams, but I've seen him on there a handful of times. Dude, he's so fucking funny as a dude.
Hey, I got a question for you. Aaron, how do you do 7 or 8 hours a day? I'm serious. I do these little daily updates for my website. It's a little 10-minute thing. I post it. It's about stock trading and the whatnot. and I do something with these guys. I do interviews once in a while.
Yeah.
But that's it. I get burnt out doing 2 hours a week. So I don't know how you can be on 7 or 8 hours a day. How do you do that?
Well, it was born out of necessity. I mean, we were doing very well on radio, and when you lose that, you got to replace it. And in order to take the audience we took from the radio to online, we kind of broke it down into what we needed from the audience to keep the show going. And instead of doing 5 days, 5 morning shows where you're asking for a ridiculous amount, you throw some evening shows in there and you can spread it out a little bit, and you do morning and evening. You can catch different audiences. It was kind of born out of necessity when we left radio. And we've kind of been, what do you call it? Spinning our wheels ever since, and just kind of, keeping our heads above water until we can work some things out. And ultimately the goal is to go back to terrestrial while doing, keep this, add a terrestrial radio element to it, and have a career again. Because as much as, the uncensored part, I love it. I still love doing my show. It's so much fun. The audience is cool. We can have live events and, have a couple hundred people show up, and it's great.
Right.
But, it's not a career though. Like when I think of a career, I think of something where there's mobility and you move up and you do this and you do that. Terrestrial radio is way more conducive towards a career versus where this is, we've got a little business that's keeping us afloat until I can restart a career. I think,
dude, I disagree, bro. You need to lean into the internet, bro, and get into the avenues where it's all going to be P2P everything. So like any content you post on X or YouTube or Rumble, this is just like a growing pain right now. But over the next 6 years, the more you develop into this persona of being metaverse, whatever you want to call it, dude.
Yeah,
it's better. Like going to the terrestrial thing is like just such short money. That's all going bankrupt like real soon, bro.
Maybe, but when you look at the numbers, and I'm like an old school radio guy, and I've said the same thing about radio too, and it is being poorly run, and these big corporations are fucking it up hard. But then you look at the data and you look at, people, like it's like 12 and over, 90% of them still tune into the radio every week. 60% of them tune into podcasts. And it's like, do I have time to wait for that number to go like this? Or why not include you talk about every avenue you can. Why not take what we're doing now, add a radio portion to it, and do both? Like if you can do all of them, because the radio thing, unfortunately, broadcasting companies are the only places that have, one of the few only places nowadays, unless you're super, super big, that have money out of pocket to actually give you up front.
Whereas, like the people who own the broadcasting rights, like that's like top level Illuminati stuff. So like, yeah, of course, like there's money that flows in and out of it, but owning those broadcasting channels is only going to be like, there's not the big multiplier on that type of business at all. That's just like a legacy asset. The internet is YouTube. Being big on X, like as it comes out, is going to be huge. Like all this stuff is like the new stuff.
You
look
gotta
at Tucker
Carlson's
now,
doing
bro.
interviews on X right now. He's doing way bigger numbers ever on Fox than he did on Fox News, right?
But like I was saying before, I'm not exactly Tucker Carlson. Is the problem?
Could be one day. You never know.
Could be, but where did Tucker Carlson? Well, that kind of speaks to my point. Where did Tucker Carlson get popular? On legacy media.
That's true.
So a lot of these guys who end up big on the internet and everything, they're kind of taking an audience that they built on legacy media. That's what I did with my small audience. They took something they built somewhere else and brought it to the internet. So I think there does have to be some kind of symbiotic relationship, and maybe not permanently, not always, but I think there does have to be kind of that feeding, like each thing needs to feed the other. Because you still see like ABC and NBC and those places, they still try to buy cool from the internet. They still try to, get people from YouTube and other things to come and do shit with them.
Okay.
And throw that, like Chow said, that legacy money around, that Illuminati money.
But don't you think your small kind of local audience helps you to move around too, like to Rumble, to YouTube? Because I think like one thing happened, I don't care about it at all, but Shuli or whatever, is that he's going to have a more widespread, thin audience everywhere. And I think that would be, he would have, if now he's back on YouTube, but I think it would have been more difficult for him to move there permanently if say, whatever reason he was gone from YouTube, because a lot of people are going to be like, no, I'm not signing up for a million things. But you have kind of like a more localized, probably hardcore following from being on like the local radio in Minnesota. That's I would just assume that. You know?
That's a really good point, and it has helped us because we've been platform to platform. I mean, we were on Twitch our first year and a half or so after radio, just because we already had Twitch, and we got banned from Twitch. I don't know why. I'm sure we did something, but they never told us.
Was it not the nudity or something?
No, we got suspended for that once for like 2 or 3 days.
Okay, so it wasn't a big deal then.
That was Matt. By the way, he mentioned Matt. That was Matt. We gave he and his friends a show on Thursdays. They brought a stripper on and she showed her asshole. So that worked out great. But no, we got suspended permanently for something else. I don't know what it is. The stream just shut down one day and we were done. And we went to YouTube. Then we got suspended on YouTube a couple times. We went to Rumble. Now we're on both at the same time. And then we throw a little X and Facebook in there as well. So we just kind of spread it all out on 4 platforms. But Profits is right, man, when he says that we kind of have that local following, that base that kind of kept us afloat when we first left radio, and to a large extent is still doing so now, along with the people we've gathered along the way.
Well, I don't know really
it's easier for us to bounce around.
I don't know much about what happened at your event, but I'm assuming that's why some people showed up too, because you have a lot of localized people. Same with Carl when he does his stuff in Rochester. And, you know, with those little things, I think that really helps, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We had people fly in from other places, but, some of them we wish would have stayed home, like Gino. But I'm kidding. But, yeah, it does make it easier to have that base, you're right, and do things locally here still. But, I'm also, I've got to, when you come from radio and you've been number 1 before and you did, the station we were on was dog shit before we were number 1. I think we were like in 12th place in St. Cloud. That's if you're in 12th place in St. Cloud.
12 radio stations in St. Cloud?
There's about there's 20 because Minneapolis is in there too.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's Minneapolis stations. There's a convergence area about 10 miles north of Minneapolis and upward. So there's that. But
did you ever hang out around that Wilmer area, bro? Because I go out there a lot.
I've tried not to, but I did a little bit. I went into that mall once, the mall they have in Wilmer.
Yeah. Did you live out there?
No, I never moved out to Wilmer. I was only there for a month. Thank God I didn't.
Okay. I got the most important question of them all. So I'm a dork. You're a dork. How'd you get like a hot wife? This is like a really important question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I date hot girls and like so that people. And by the way, people get jealous of you.
Yeah,
losers like us can get hot chicks. You know.
Well, thank you for calling me a loser. I appreciate that. Thank you for the compliment on my wife. No, look, I know a lot of people see the me that's on the show and everything, and I'm not, that's it. I won't say a character, but it's like pro wrestling where you're taking certain aspects of your personality and you're blowing it up to 100 or whatever. But off the air, it's always been easy for me to talk to women. It's always been easy for me to, make women laugh and things like that. They're fucking dumb and you can trick them.
That's the most important thing is making them laugh, man.
Yeah. And just, I don't know. It's always, I don't know. I just met her. 2 people liked each other.
Right. I want to interrupt you real quick though.
From there, it was not like a difficult thing. She's from a farm town. She's an idiot.
What made you want to put her on camera though? Like what about her drew you in? You're like, you know what, you'd be good for our show. We're gonna make you as a co-host.
Believe it or not, she wanted to.
Really? She forced you to do it? She's like, I want to do it.
She made me. She said, yeah, I will never touch your dick.
I'll never fuck you. I'll never touch your dick.
And I was like, well, that sounds good. Well, no, there was when I was still on radio, once a week we'd do a podcast on Twitch. We just go into, it was actually Matt's garage, and he had a studio set up in his garage. He's kind of an audiophile. He collects shit. And he set up a studio in his garage. It was kind of fun.
That was a Savage Matt?
Savage Thoughts Matt. Yeah. I'm going to call him your Matt.
Well, where is he, dude? I've been trying to find him, dude. I'm a huge fan of him. Where is he?
Why are you trying to find him so hard?
He's looking.
I want him to come on our show.
This is what that guy was messaging me about. You're trying to
man, Dr. Chow.
No, he's based, bro. You know that, dude. You know he's a G. You know that.
He just doesn't do anything online if he's not doing our show. They used to.
I respect that, and I would never infringe and like, where is he? Like, not that crazy, but
No.
I think I want to talk to him on this show because every time I've seen him on your show, he's the man, bro. He's funny as hell.
He makes me blush with a lot of the shit he says, and that's not easy to do. He's like you said,
a cutie.
He's pretty fucking based.
But you were in his garage.
Yeah, we were in his garage doing once a week, and it just kind of. And then I went, when the radio thing went away, I was like, shit. Well, I need people, and I was like, she started doing the evening shows, and then when we started, when the audience numbers started coming in and the money numbers started coming in. We had meetings with lawyers and accountants and shit, and we were breaking down numbers and budgets because I suck at that stuff. And there ended up being just enough for us to basically, do what her job was doing, plus a little bit extra. Because when you own your own business, you got to do your own insurance and shit like that. So the numbers worked out where she could make the same amount of money here as she could where she was before, and she wanted to be here, and she wanted to organize and do a lot of behind the scenes GM type shit. And I suck at that stuff. So that's the role she kind of took on.
Okay.
Dude, I think it's going to work out because
thank you. Holy shit.
I've gone into business. Like if you're with your partner in business, like it can go one of two ways, but honestly, I think it is the only way to build wealth. Yeah, ATP, you don't have a partner, so you can't.
No, I do hot chicks who aren't that smart. So
yeah, but whatever. Like, no, when you have a wife who you're in business with, I've seen it work 10 times over 10, all over. Richest people do that.
Publicly traded mining companies, and he's just married like his business partner basically, and he's a young guy. He's like in his early 30s. The guy's probably worth over 100 mil, and yeah, they work great together. So, but and just before we get into the boxing, we should do that afterwards next. But so, Aaron, why do you piss people off so much? Why is Chad, Melton, all these people always seems like all these feuds are going on with you? When they start.
Chad, that's not Chad's fault. I mean, as big of a piece of shit,
you did start that. You did start that.
As big of a piece of shit as Chad was, and a lot of the stuff he did was like holy shit, way over the top. We made fun of his content. Like we thought that he was like he ended up on our cringe for something, I think.
Yeah. I remember you putting your subscribers kind of into his. Remember when you only had 15 people before he kind of blew up and he got bigger.
Yeah, we did like the radio thing. It was kind of the same thing we did to the Iowa lady. We're like, just go tell him hi, And
I thought to be honest with you, I thought it was a little crappy.
Go tell him
hi. At that point, I kind of still liked Chad.
We all know what that means.
Went way over the top in the response. It was like ridiculous,
Yeah, it kind of taught me about the internet a little bit, where you were like, oh, you can't do fun radio shit with people.
You can't just say, go tell them hi. They take it to a whole nother level, baby.
They're autistic and silly.
Autistic.
And you go and you're like, all right, we're having fun with this guy. We're making fun of the content he does. And then he would respond to the stuff we did, and we would watch that, and we would have a laugh.
Yeah, it was fun.
All of a sudden, one day, he's spinning around in circles in a parking lot going, I'm going to fuck April in 2023. I'm going to fuck her. And Aaron's kids are pieces of shit. And I'm like, okay,
let's get out of here.
I think that's about where
He's crazy.
I think that's where I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. No offense. So if this guy makes news or something, I'll talk about it. But I think just picking up his little clips and teasing him a little bit, it's clear that that's not something he's willing to handle. So
the funny thing about him being the mud shark was that when KB struck him and his channel was down, when he went on that day and he was begging for it back, I'm like, dude. You're never the mud shark again. You're the mud worm. Like that was ridiculous.
I created the mud shark. That's my creation.
He did.
I was. And you know what a mud shark actually is, Aaron, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah. I rescued April from that life. No, I'm kidding. No,
I rescued April from that life. This guy. No wonder you were canceled.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think the Chad thing was just I started fucking around with him. Then I think with Patrick, it was just he was looking for a way back in after Red Bar kind of took his soul. And well, I mean, it's still very prevalent. And I don't get that, by the way. I don't know how you let Red Bar get to you that much. Because like when Red Bar started shitting on us, we just said, oh, he's an old dying Jewish man. And we're like,
it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah, you just goof back on him,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm with KB on Red Bar. Like some of the stuff he does is funny. I know you're friends with Gino, but the Gino Flat Broke song is the fucking best. Like,
Red Bar is a fucking genius.
hilarious.
All right.
But
Yeah, Red Bar's a big fan of mine. So
it
He's a
takes
fucking
them too
genius.
long to get to the point. Like, I can't watch it.
that.
It's like he's got the clip up, and it's like you could be driving for an hour in your car, and you'll have it on your Bluetooth, and be like, stop wherever you are an hour later, and he's still talking about it. It's like, get to the point. I can't deal with this.
I get that. I understand that. I see that part. I was a fan of Red Bar like before he got on Compound, and then when Compound signed him, I'm like, this is gonna be fucking great. Compound has Legion of Skanks and Gavin and Red Bar. This is gonna be
huge.
Awesome. No, and then he blew and then he kind of fucked that up in the way that he fucks things
by
like that
shitting
up.
on one of their friends.
Yeah, something
And
like
you
that.
can't bite the hand that feeds you.
Sure, I get that. If you're gonna take someone else's money, you got to play by their rules, sort of thing.
bite the hand.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
That's
about
why you start your own shit, man. So you make the rules.
Like
My
Chow said about
understanding
Legacy Media, you take their money, you got to play by their rules.
Yeah.
My understanding, he's from a very wealthy family. So I think he doesn't care too. At the same time,
The David family, they're very wealthy. They have a couple.
Yeah, I'm Jewish, man. So yeah, there's
Mr. Addicted to Profits. Yeah, you're kind of hiding. You're kind of hiding the Jewishness in plain sight with that Addicted to Profits name. It's a little on the nose.
It's the sunglasses.
Addicted.
100%.
The same sunglasses that Don Johnson wore in Miami Vice.
Name
Yeah.
drop.
That
So no,
name
Red Bar. When he came back from being sick, I thought that some of the magic was kind of gone after being gone from a year. And then also the bad thing about Red Bar is the whole internet turned into Red Bar. So like Red Bar wasn't special anymore because everyone was trying to be Mike
You got
David.
Mersh, Win by Two doing that shit. Probably multiple other accounts that I've not seen yet.
Yeah, everybody's sniping each other and watching everybody else's clips. It's like, yeah, you're exactly right.
And then
because everyone knows I'm a huge MLC fan.
Yeah.
And I like KB because he just rips on people and he doesn't bother like clips and all that nonsense, right? So
and I'm also like a really honest guy. So when people are like, "Well, then why don't you listen to Red Bar anymore?" I'm like, "Cause he started making fun of me, and it's no fun to get made fun of." I'm like, the guy's shitting on me. I don't want to watch Red Bar's show, and then I'm like, "Oh, good, some Mike Maljic shit. This will be funny." And then after that, fucking steel toe guy and his stupid cunt wife with the giant head. I'm like, "Oh, this isn't just."
You're
fun.
like, I'll get off that. All right.
Yeah, I'm not listening.
Yeah.
To this, you know?
Yeah, it's like I did a super chat the other day on MLC and I was like ripping Melton and KB was like, "Oh, Addicted's gonna keep holding a grudge." I'm like, "Yeah, the guy shit on me for like 2 weeks. I'm not gonna be his buddy, And by the way, your event had people, and I know a lot of people showed up in Atlantic City. I'm not disparaging KB for that because that's a difficult place to get to. I think a lot of the reason no one showed up was because of Melton. I'm serious about that because he's ripped on a lot of the fans. He's ripped on Stevie Lou. Stancil hates him. It's like, so you're ripping on the fans of the show. He's ripped on Little Mir, who was a fan for the show too. Yeah. So why does anyone who's a fan of the show want to hang out with that guy? Not only the fact that he's he's not the most attractive person you'd want to hang out with.
You can go back and listen to previous Mir Musk episodes. I called out where he's blatantly lying about me, where he had all this information. I was 23 years old and I live in my uncle's house. And he's like speaking this matter of fact to his producer. I'm like, dude, you're out of your mind, bro.
You're talking about who now?
Melton.
Dunyan.
Here's the thing, though. You guys, everyone goes like, I had to call out this thing where he was lying about this and that and this and that. It's like, well, all of you need to get together.
Yeah.
Realize what I've realized a long time ago. He fucking lies about everything. You don't have to take it personal. Like everything.
Yeah, I don't.
Probably.
I was like,
you must show some respect though towards Melton and the fact that he's actually doing pretty well though for himself now. Compared to what he was doing.
Yeah.
He's averaging 4,000 to 5,000 views after live, and now he's like around 10.5K or some shit.
Yeah, every time he attacks someone and you argue with him or something, he's like, "Addicted is melting down."
There's definitely a market for it, though, man. There's a market for it, and it's often showing.
No,
he kind of grabs on. You know what he does? He's kind of like the aliens from Independence Day. He goes from one community, sucks out what he can, and then shits on it, like Kevin's show. He'll do the same thing to Shuli now, and he'll just grab as many as he can out of that. And basically, he gets to be the center for the people who hate other things. My working theory is Melton doesn't have many fans. Melton's gathered together a union of people who hate a lot of other
a lot of different people
You know?
all congregate together.
Yeah, and it's kind of brilliant. Everyone who hates me can go watch him, and they can hear what a piece of shit I am.
And then they follow him to the next thing.
Yeah, and then everyone who hates Kevin can go watch him and hear about what a piece of shit Kevin is.
It's a lot of Red Bar fans
brilliance.
that came over to Melton.
Yeah.
Like, at least in the Discord, it's like a lot of people who are into Red Bar, and Red Bar was sporadic with his content, and Melton did it every day. And everyone who's an OG Red Bar fan knows Melton, so they're like, "Oh yeah, let's watch him." And then he is entertaining when he does a show. Like, he's very dynamic as a solo guy. I know you don't want to hear that, Aaron.
Oh, I don't know. I don't honestly.
But
I never
he's a
cared when
complete soy and like everything. But
yeah, I never really cared when he started with us either, because I kind of like I said, I come from radio, and like I know what things like this are. Like, I know what a clout grab is. I know what using a guy with a bigger audience to grab a little more for yourself. Fuck, I did it on my way up in radio.
Right,
You shit on the thing higher than you, so you can grab a few more things for yourself. That's why, like I said, when people say, "Oh, Melton lies about this, he lies about that," well, the guy's not a real person; he's a walking gimmick. So like, is he really
walking whale?
But look, is he okay? Not as much walking, more sitting, maybe rolling. But he's a gimmick, and gimmick shows can work. And I think I do think he wants there to be some like personal hostility or whatever. Would I like to punch him in the face in a boxing match for people?
We gotta go to boxing.
No, he brought up the boxing thing. Melton did. So, like, if he wants to ask about that, like, would I love to, for bringing, private people into it and ex-wives and ex-girlfriends and shit like that? Sure, if he wants to do that, I would. But other than that,
he would never do though. He's like 300 pounds, man. He's 6'6", where the fuck he is. He's 300 pounds. He hasn't worked out in a day in his life for the past probably decade. There's no fucking way he's doing any of that shit.
Well, let's talk about this, because I did 2 podcasts yesterday about this exact topic. One on Jake's channel
and Jake Hudson's show,
and Joey C's channel.
I watched that too. I watched that a little bit.
And I wanted to bring it up because, well, Jake Hudson's pushing a secondary fight, but the big event is sponsored by 99 Primetime.
Yeah.
Aaron Imholt versus Patrick Mellon has been confirmed on both sides online.
Yeah.
So, like, this has been agreed upon in principle. I assume it's 3 rounds, 3 minutes, but I have no idea on any of the terms of the fight. But we were
all I know is what Alex has told me, and he just gave me a date and he gave me a location, and I said yes. That's all I know. He's
it's
Alex
probably 3 rounds.
He goes, that guy needs his ass kicked, and I said, well, I'll handle it. I go, I box.
Honestly, I think you would have handled it.
I'll say this: it's not fair.
It's not.
It's not fair for him to have to get into a ring with me, who knows what he's doing, and he doesn't.
You would fuck him up, honestly.
I would fuck him up, but I would drag it out. It would be nice.
No, but if they're doing it in like Nashville or New Orleans or something,
I don't know if I can say where he told me. All I've been told by Alex is all I can say is what Alex told me, that I can announce that he offered it and I accepted.
So you accepted and Melton accepted, but
still
Melton
how
kind of accepted.
I have not heard back from Alex that he's accepted yet.
Alex Stein.
And by the way, Stein loves me too. By the way, I DM him and he DMs me.
Steel toe. How tall are you, bro?
6'3.5". I always
Jesus Christ! All right, so you and Patrick are pretty. You guys about 3 inches off of each other.
No, Melton's not that big.
No, he's what 6'5", 6'6", right?
He's 6'5". He's a big guy. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's 6'3". He's 6'6", 3 inches.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, Chow and Mir,
5 and 6'3.5" is 1.5 inches.
Standing around
Plus,
you know what? I'm sincere, but I'm stupid. All right. So let's just keep it at
that. No. I mean, like, it's not about. Well, here's
fine. So he's probably going to be a couple inches shorter.
Here's the thing: like, Melon's a big dude, and he's got weight, and he's probably got some strength.
No.
Yeah. Did you see those arms? There's no strength in there. I'm not saying
you don't think so. I mean, like,
all those Muppets he's lifted up to his mouth. Come on, man. This must be
I think he has frame to work with, but in a short turn around, fight, like you're gonna wipe him bad
Yeah.
because like he doesn't know what he's doing whatsoever.
Yeah,
If
I
he's
could
really
give
an
him
amateur.
Yeah, if I could give him
Boxing's
advice.
a
Well,
lot
no, I'm
of
an
work.
amateur. Like that, he's below an amateur. Like my skill level is amateur, and he's below that. He's what'd you say, a novice, and he doesn't do it. I mean, it's not
A
everyone.
neophyte. That would be like
because-
a first timer.
Yeah, because of the influencer boxing shit, everyone thinks you can just jump into a ring and just go and start boxing.
No,
I
you're
had
gonna
my
get fucked
first
up.
fight after like 3 months of sparring, and I got my fucking face beat in because I wasn't ready after 3 months. I got punched in the nose. I didn't know how to roll. My nose busted open, and I was done in a minute. And
So,
it's because you do it for 3 months, you're not ready, and forget 3 weeks. You'd never be able to make it.
Aaron,
And
hang on. I want to get out of this shit for a second because I really do want to get to know you a little bit more before
Sure.
we go into football and whatever about this Patrick Melton garbage. I really don't. This shit's trash.
I hear
I
ya.
want to. I'm interviewing you, so I want to get to know you a little bit more. You know
know
what I'm
more of that.
saying?
Great.
Fuck all
Yeah.
that garbage, those losers and shit. So, goddamn, I'm trying to be as radio as possible. I'm in
got
the
it. You
presence
do
of a fucking OG radio head, so I'm trying
You're
to,
fucking doing it.
I'm doing it, man. I'm trying. All right. So anyway, Aaron. So with your vibe that you have on YouTube / your radio, have you ever like taken something from Opie and Anthony or Howard Stern to implement to your own shows? You know what I'm saying? Like anything that
All the
inspired
fucking
you?
time, constantly, every goddamn day of my career. You mean? Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So they
I mean,
heavily inspire you.
You are the amalgamation of your influences. There's
Right.
very few originals in the world, and I'm not one of them. Howard Stern, a guy named Tom Bernard here in Minneapolis,
Me.
Opie and Anthony, of course, Chow, and then Carlin, a big influence of mine. I think later, as I was already in radio, Patrice O'Neill. That's
Yep.
kind of a hack answer. That's everybody's answer, but for me, it's true. All those guys are huge influences of mine in radio and in comedy and in everything else. And that just kind of naturally just comes out. I think when you're broadcasting, you watch that stuff. That's what you think that stuff's funny. And the show you do, all the successful shows are
Right.
basically the shows you would do if nobody could tell you how to do a show.
Like
And
go
gather
ahead, go ahead.
guys. Yeah.
Well, I felt honored. I think it was Dr. Chow said that. I forgot that black gentleman said that you and I did like a show with Andy Dick that resembled somewhat of the Howard Stern era to some extent, right? Dealing with him.
Yeah,
being
Big
belligerently drunk.
Black. He's probably watching right now. Shout out to Big Black.
Cheers.
Howard Stern royalty, saying that his favorite show was the Mir Musk.
Yeah, it's
Check
just
us
like
out.
it's just like I mean you did you're somewhat inspired from Howard and Stern, Opie and Anthony, like you just said. And then you get to go on Compound Media. How was that for you the first time you went on that? What were you thinking? What were you feeling when you first got on that station?
What I said was, and I think we had Anthony on the show first. We did an interview. He wasn't on the show. We did a standalone interview with Anthony, and he was like the nicest, coolest guy in the world. He talked for us an hour off camera, then an hour and a half on camera, and then another half hour after. Just very nice guy for no reason at all. And then after that, we got an offer to do a Compound Media show. And for me, it was, if we got to do one and never another one again, I could cross that off the list. I was very happy.
Off the bucket list.
We were lucky enough to basically be the holiday show all summer long. Whenever they were taking days off, there would be another Steel Toe episode. We got to do 5 or 6, I think, somewhere around there. I think 5. So we were doing 1 or 2 a month, and that was really cool. And basically, we're kind of on the bench, and whenever they say, "Hey, can you do a show?" we do a show. And
Gotcha.
that's kind of the relation there, and it's awesome. And E-Rock has been very cool, and just to get to do business with E-Rock and talk on the phone with E-Rock about like broadcasting shit. Yeah, it's wild as an Opie and Anthony fan. It's great.
My only advice to Anthony is when you're building your house, be there more often so you don't have a leaky roof.
I hear about the roof thing. Yeah,
That's my, because I had a terrible roof. The guy I bought this house from in the Bahamas is rough. Right?
Hey David, run the show for a second. I gotta take a piss, sir.
Okay,
Right?
Bahamas is rough. We have hurricanes and salt spray, and I was very naive when I bought this house. I bought it in 2011. I'm a finance nerd, right?
Sure.
And so within,
I thought you already said Jewish.
Yeah, there you go. But then,
Anyways, the Bahamas, humble brag, go.
Yeah, 7-8 years, my roof was like awful, and I had to redo the entire roof. So yeah, I don't know. And contractors too, they can intentionally screw things up. Oh, we got to redo this. Oh, it's 50 grand more. That sort of thing. So because I would always see him, he's still at compound all the time, and I'm like, man, he should be down in South Carolina, maybe looking at this place.
Yeah, contractors, you kind of got it. You got to keep an eye on them, because if you don't keep an eye on them, they're in there. They'll do the job as quickly as they can, move on to the next contract, and they'll get the fuck out of Dodge, and they'll be gone before you know it. So if you're not down there looking and going, hey, you got to fix this up. Hey, this isn't right. This isn't right. You got to, with contractors, you do have to be a pain in the ass a little bit.
So, and by the way, Kumia is the funniest guy ever, by the way, right? I think he stay away from the drunk Call of Duty streams, You know
what? I mean, that's the kind of guy he would be if he had enough money where he didn't have to worry about, behaving himself. So he's getting to live that life. He can go. I mean, think about it. Did it hurt him at all? Like, you can't. He's behind a paywall. Apparently, he's doing well enough that his life's going. So he wants to go on Call of Duty streams and say the N-word. So, who's going to stop him?
Yeah. Yeah, he's big time.
He's got an interesting lifestyle, right? Like playing call. I guess he gets up at noon or something, right? And then goes into he doesn't have the show till 4:00, right?
Right.
So, yeah. So hey, good for him. I wish I had that lifestyle.
Honestly, I think Opie also was another huge factor on that show, though. Like, I think who it was, Kevin Brennan was saying that Opie was like the guy who kept people in line to move to the next segment and whatnot. While Jim Norton and Anthony were having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, Opie is a genius at that, though. If you really listen to their shit.
Coming up, like as a radio guy, I always appreciated what Opie did as much, if not more, as the other two, because I was like, that's hard.
It's hard.
You're running the board. You got to know. You have the audience in your head, and you're like, when are they getting bored? When are they getting bored? And the instant you feel like they're getting bored, now you have to pivot to something else, and you got to let the other people in the room who think they're killing know that we got to pivot into something else. Because I'll tell you something in radio, and it's true in podcasting too. Yes. Just because you're having a lot of fun, the two of you, doesn't necessarily mean the audience gives a fuck. There's a lot of times we'll be talking about boxing or wrestling or some damn thing on our show, and we'll really be into it. But I've said verbally, I'll openly go, guys, we got to shut the fuck up. Nobody cares.
That's what Dr. Chow is so great to the show. He's like that for me. He keeps me on a short chain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's get back into boxing and then let's get to NFL. Like, quick, bro.
Before boxing, I got one question for Aaron. Real serious question. Do you really like the potato corn orange head crap? I'm with KB 100%. I hate that crap. I think it's the hackiest, most garbage crap I've ever seen in my life.
Who cares?
If people here's my attitude, man. If
you guys ever had that shit on here, I'm dropping
off. Start pulling that chain, man.
If people want to be a potato or a corn or anything else, that's fine. I don't. I feel like I've already lost if I have a strong opinion one way or the other on the corn and potatoes and the fruits and the vegetables.
I just think you got to.
Let's talk about that quick. Who are your alliances right now?
Well,
and who are your biggest enemies?
I'm a man without a country. I believe in no alliance.
Switzerland.
I am not.
No, Mersh is one of your alliances.
I like Mersh. Like if Mersh started shitting on me or something, I would shit back.
Mersh was shitting on Addicted to Prophecy.
I think Mersh is trying to get with your chick, bro. For real, bro.
I like Mersh. I do. Mersh has been very nice to our show and everything like that.
He's
but
getting desperate, bro.
I haven't watched in a while. I watch ROTC every once in a while. I'm in bed when Nightwave is on. I'm almost sleeping. But I'm
almost sleeping.
I don't know when Merch is I know he's always been cool to me, but I don't believe in fealties and alliances and shit because that is
we're not boys or anything. I'm just giving you G code,
G-code.
Yeah, no,
heads up, bro.
The homie seems like he's chilling. Yeah. He ain't chilling.
Yeah, he's trying to creep, bro.
He's trying to creep.
Luckily, we have a wide geography between the two of us. I can keep April far away from Mersh, just in case she starts getting thirsty.
I think your alliance should be whoever gives the show money. That's your alliance.
Who? I should give to whoever who?
Your alliance should be to whoever gives your show money. That's
that's a good idea. Yeah, that's
that's a good alliance, you know.
philosophy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I think with alliances and stuff like that, if you've watched anything of the internet in the last, I don't know, how long has it been around? 40 years? When you form an alliance, it's just a countdown to when those two people start bitching at each other. Like it's all the Gilmore Girls and 90210 or whatever.
It's fake reality TV.
No,
though.
for
It's
sure.
great. People love it.
Well, and drama sells right now. Like,
it's been selling for
we
decades.
had Crip Mac and Milk
Mark
74 on, and they're in a different sphere of the internet. Adam 22, all those guys.
We had Mark Harley about Brendan Schwab talking about how Mark Harley and
Yeah.
Brendan Schwab would just like share dick pics and shit. It was great.
I love Crip Mac. Crip Mac's one of my favorite personalities on the internet. I love
You
Yeah,
didn't
he
believe
was
that for a
awesome, dude. He was on our
second.
show. Amazing.
You're like,
Amazing
you got Crip
guest.
Mac on? I was like, yes, sir.
When I first started doing compound shows and they said Crip Daddy and it didn't register at first, I'm like, fuck, compound has Crip Mac? That's all, like, and then they go, no, Crip Daddy, he's a different guy. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, he just died, right? When did he die? I don't even remember. I just saw
Probably about a month ago. Yeah, about 3 weeks or a month ago. Yeah, still pretty fresh.
Mir, you had
R.I.P.
Ryan on too from Gavin's show, Gavin's producer, right?
Yeah, we had Ryan.
Yeah, we had Ryan on. He's a good
yeah.
man.
He was great. 3
He's
hours.
a good, simpleton. He's a good guy. I like him.
Ryan's fighting my boy Stevie Lou. Everybody hates Stevie
Yeah,
Lou.
They're
I
not
don't know
doing that
about
shit.
that.
That shit's
But yeah.
trash, dude. They're not doing that.
They're not doing it.
But
You know
but,
what?
but
I
make,
don't know.
but
Maybe
make it
they
deep.
are. But
But
we
make
should
it
talk
deep,
about
Dr.
the
Chow.
real fight.
Yeah, you were talking about that before y'all interrupted you. Go ahead with that segment, sir.
About the boxing?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, so I gave my critique over several minutes twice yesterday between a fight between Aaron Imholt and Patrick Melton, and then a fight between Aaron Imholt and Casey Armstrong.
I don't know. I know Casey was on the Stern show.
Yes.
I literally don't know anything else about what he's been doing or what he's up to. Jake told me that there's a war. Apparently, I'm at war with Casey Armstrong, and I swear to God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know he'd ever talked about me. I'm not trying to do that thing where you're like, oh, I've never heard of him. I mean, I've heard of him. I know.
No. So I can fill you in on the whole backstory because I was on Jake's stream and then I was on Joey C's stream with Jake, and he's been pushing this. And he's like, is it okay if I post it on Twitter? Is it okay if I post it everywhere? A clip of me talking about you yesterday. I don't know if you saw it.
I haven't watched it. No, I don't have
Okay.
I don't watch a lot of stuff outside of the show being on.
Yeah, so I guess Jake thinks like we talked about you versus Melton, and then now he's like trying to like push this new you versus Casey Armstrong bout.
Okay.
And I think that's a little more fair in my opinion.
Okay.
But it's also I favored you in both bouts heavily.
Casey's pretty ripped though, man.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, you got to be careful with the guy's big. I've always heard this from people. Oh, the guy's big, or oh, the guy's this, or oh, the guy's this. Boxing is still a skill. You still have to have that skill set. I don't care if I've seen guys with the biggest arms in the world in the gym get knocked on their ass because they don't know what they're doing. You know, I've seen the biggest guys you've ever met, curl up in the corner like this because they don't know basic techniques. So you got to actually do the thing. The only thing that makes you know if you can box is to go to a gym, get in the ring, put the headgear on, spar, do that whole deal. So anytime any of these guys go like, oh, I want to box you, my response is always the same. I mean, if you really want to, I will. I'll get in the ring.
I would appreciate you check out the clips I spoke on you about, and they were very favorable. And I said, well, he knows how to move his feet. He's danced in the ring.
He did say
like,
that.
Even if he's not a physical specimen, like you versus Melton or you versus KC, like you have the age and you have the experience dancing in the ring, throwing a jab and an overhand, knowing where to hit the body and the face. Whereas like these guys are neophytes. So
typically the one thing you'll get with guys who have never really boxed before is they don't realize how fucking tired they're going to get immediately.
Yeah,
Instantly.
Exactly.
They don't wrestle. They don't fight at all, dude. You get tired quick as fuck.
I'm telling you right now, if I spar,
it's very strategic, man.
If I spar 3 hard rounds, 4 in a row, and I'm gassed. I mean, I'm just like, fuck, I got to get out of here for a minute. This is, and that's me. I've built up to 4. I mean, it started where I could spar 2-minute rounds, and then you spar 3, and Like, this is a process that takes years.
Yeah, and it's just
to build up.
strategic too, though. It's like anything. You gotta strategize against the enemy, see what they do. You know, you gotta study them while you're in fight and or before it. It just takes a lot of mental. It's a lot of mental too, though, when you're actually fighting somebody.
It's mostly mental. You're mostly watching them. You're downloading information, and you're
You gotta be
watching.
quick as fuck too with it.
Yeah, you do. Or slow them down. You know, the older I get, you know, and I'm only 36, but the older I get, I realize, you know, it's a lot easier if you know shit about boxing to slow your opponent down than it is to make yourself faster.
You're 36. You look good as fuck for 36, dude.
Thank
You're
you very
36. Holy shit. Okay. Because
36.
all these motherfuckers on here be saying like you're like in your 40s or something. I was like, all right, but shit, you're 36. Good luck.
36. Yeah.
Hey, Chow,
You're a young
why did
king.
he box Jake Hudson? That guy danced around his house.
No, I do have a question about Jake Hudson.
Well,
So
Jake
what happened-
said he
what
would
happened with him?
he would whoop Imholt's ass in like wrestling.
He's not
or
gonna do me
MMA
that,
style match.
No.
Jake
But
was-
he's also 230 and 5'11. I'm like, dude,
Honestly,
I don't
dude,
think so.
What happened with Jake Hudson with you,
No.
man? Like, what did you
Well-
hurt him in any way?
No, first of all, I'll say this. I don't want to grapple with Jake just for hygienic reasons.
Yeah.
I don't. I'll tap out. If he collar and elbow hookups me and I go, I'm out. I'm done. But
Yeah.
Jake is
What happened, man?
my buddy Jake is a different sort. So
How do you? Yeah, go ahead.
and when we were on Twitch 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago now.
Right.
We got hooked up into the Bubba the Love Sponge universe. Bubba had me on his show to talk about the firing and everything else. And we grabbed a few fans from Bubba the Love Sponge's show. And one of those fans, thank God, thank my lucky stars, God bless, and all the heavens and all the seven
Was
kingdoms,
Jake Hudson.
was Jake Hudson. And Jake Hudson got our hotline number. And
Everyone's worst nightmare.
Jake started calling in. I mean, if I go way back in our soundboard here,
check it. Start checking the video calls.
I can find you some of the Jake Hudson stuff. Oh no, I hope I didn't get rid of it when he had us doxxed. Is this the? Nope, that's not the one. We have like a whole Jake Hudson made us songs and shit, like whole songs about the show that we used as intros for a while. Here, that's not the one. No, that's not. Oh shit! Here, oh, no.
TD.
I love her. She's awesome as fuck.
Morning show every morning. Steel toe, morning show. I need steel toe, morning show.
Hey, we get it.
There's 40 seconds left. It's variations of that theme.
So how do you handle that, man?
That's awful.
I didn't. There were numerous times where I had to tell Jake, you have to stop calling. Like, you got to give us a break.
Like, when did you start cracking on him to the point where you're like actually becoming an asshole in his eyes?
Like the 14th, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't give a fuck, dude. Go ahead. As long as you don't say some crazy conspiratorial shit, you can say faggot. Don't say the N-word too hard, but say the N-word.
Well, I'm not saying that. He would say that to me.
Oh, okay.
Like every time he would call in, he'd go, can I say something? Aaron, you guys are awesome. Can I say something though? And he would then he would have these beefs with other listeners that he'd want to call in and talk about. I'm like, Jake, this is exhausting. So there were a few times where I would ban him from the phones. I would be, Jake, stop fucking calling.
He's like your Bobo though.
Kind of, yes. But then
that's brilliant.
But Bobo never went to Elisa Jordana's Discord and gave people my address. And
that's
then
even better.
So Jake goes to Elisa Jordana's Discord after one of these Jake, shut the fuck up and stop calling us moments, and gives our address out to these people because I think we sent him some merch or something. I can't remember. I don't know how he got it, but
yeah.
Jake got our address. And look, I don't think there's ever anything nefarious about Jake. I don't think he's plotting or scheming. He's a good soul. He means well, but he gave out our address. And then this guy from Elisa Jordana's community starts, swatting us, and then swatted Bob Levy, and then swatted Chrissy Mayer. And then, anytime we were on someone else's show, he would swat us or he would swat them. So then that guy, we press charges, we tell the cops everything. They arrest that guy, find a bunch of child porn on his computer. Your classic Elisa Jordana fan.
Yeah, of course. Tweakers.
Yeah, and then
Any
Jake-
dick should know better. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
and then
No,
Jake,
we talked about that in our interview.
Yep.
yeah. So then Jake, just the last few months now has been Team Steel Toe again for like the 6th time, and
He called Shulia. You know what's interesting? He called Shulia a
called
fucking
Shulia a
Jew,
Jew.
and now he's all about Shulia against. You know what? Shulia is a Jew, which is
But when you put the word "fucking" behind it, it gives it a little oomph that
a little Ukrainian vibe to it.
Yeah,
Got some
Look,
Jews
Jake-
in here, bro.
The thing about Jake's not worried about getting swatted or doxxed because no one wants to go to that dump that he lives in. If he.
Oh my god.
I mean, I like Jake enough. He's
I
a
do
good
like
dude,
Jake.
but
He was our
no,
first
we
guest.
tried to. I actually think you guys should go back and watch. He was respectful enough to Aaron in his breakdown of the bouts, and
Yeah,
I
he
thought
looked
I
good.
did a really, really good job.
I have to see that. I'll watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I could re-speak it, but it wouldn't be natural. But I do favor you, Aaron, in all of your bouts.
I mean, it's look,
I think you versus Stancil might be the funnest bout if we like really try to set something up.
I love
because of
Stancil.
age wise.
Yeah, I think
they're in the
it's
same
not gonna be fun
bracket.
because they like each other.
So Aaron, I
Well,
got a cool question for you.
Everyone I spar with every Thursday, like tonight when I go to sparring, everyone I'm friends with. Like you can hit people.
Right.
But
I
if
mean,
you're
that's what
gonna
Gavin
be
McKinnon
mad and it's going to be in this podcast universe. It's got to be someone like people hate.
Well, what?
I want to watch you pummel Melton.
I mean, Gavin McKinnon says he's usually friends with who he spars with in boxing. But I do have a question for you, Aaron. How did you feel with Chaz Zumock showcasing your children on his stream and shitting on you guys or whatnot?
That pissed me off. That I felt was over the line, and I also felt like that's where I kind of stopped with the whole idea of alliances or liking people.
Yeah,
because a lot of people I thought that I was cool with in the podcasting world just thought that was fucking hilarious, and they just thought that was great. Oh, he's the
really.
Look out for him, and I'm
Like they're like kids.
Right. And I'm like, these guys are playing radio, and I'm sitting here coming from professional broadcasting. We just see this. Yeah, we just see this world differently. So I'm going to let them be over there.
You're also coming as a dad, though, man. A dad who actually is dealing with younger kids at this time and point. These guys are done with their kids being that young. It's like, how would you like your fucking 5-year-old being showcased on the internet like that?
That was. And just, if I can just
it's the father thing.
My 2 cents here. When I turned on, I don't want to talk about him anymore. The guy in Las Vegas.
Oh, Mr. Melton?
I sent him a link. I sent him a link of that because he was still supporting Chad all the time. I said, I found that link. It's on him and Mazer where he's like, there's a little collage of it where he's trying to contact your ex-wife.
Yeah.
And talking about your kids. And I was like, because I actually liked Chad for a while. I was like, this is disgusting, man. And Melton never responded to me.
Well, I don't think Melton has a problem with it because Melton's done pretty much.
I hate that shit. That is where you draw the line.
But he's done the same shit with me. Like he's contacted all of April and I's exes. Like I have had exes write to me and be like, "Who's this fucking Patrick Melton?"
Right.
He's like asking me for.
Did you talk to your ex-wife about Chaz Zumock promoting her book and shit? Do you talk about that at all with her? Or no?
It was discussed through avenues, is all I can say.
Oh, legal.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It was discussed through avenues because you got to be careful with that stuff.
Ooh, shit, Aaron. All right.
And I don't
that's murky water right there.
Put it this way. I got it taken care of.
Good man.
You
gotta watch out for those chicks, bro. Once you break their heart, they'll come after you tenfold.
Yeah, I could definitely tell the
chick, bro.
Yeah, that was the girl.
Deep man, bro. But
yeah, so those guys, I don't think they have a lot of problem with what each other does.
Yeah,
because they do the same shit, and I just that's not my world. My world is broadcasting. My world is doing a show, and their world is something different, which is why I've never begrudged, except for like the stuff that's clearly not above board, but why I've never begrudged them doing what they do. But then I've also, on the flip side of that, never understood why people get so passionately hateful towards me to the point where it's like, I fucking hate them. I'm like,
let's
guys,
keep them under 10K. It's like, why? Who cares?
And I don't mind it, but at the same time, I'm confused because I want to reach out to those people and tell them, like, look, I don't do a show that even deserves that much hate because it's not that like
it's not groundbreaking. It's not that
We do it literally a morning show. We do a morning
or just a local morning show.
Yeah, I do
what
a
the fuck am I doing?
show on YouTube, and it's I've been able to keep my ship afloat here for 3 years since we've been gone.
Aaron, Dr. Chow's been doxxed. His family's been doxxed. Everyone's been doxxed in his family basically at this point. Oh, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what people are doing enough to get to garner this hate to the extent that they like. We know your children are. We know your grandparents are. We know your parents are. We know everything about you.
Like, I don't even get it with Chad because, like, even like I told you guys when he showed pictures of my kids and shit, I'm like, well, I'm not going that far. I'm not doing that. So I'm fucking out of here. Like, there's other people who are like, I'll go that far. I'll call lawyers. I'll do this. I'll do that. And it's like, guys, even Chad doesn't deserve that. Like, Chad's not. Who's Chad Zumock? Who is he? He's not a thing.
No, dude. We do it. Me and Mir are OG Zumock guys.
I already been low-key doxed. Yeah, I don't care though. But fuck,
Mir, you, me, we like the Z-Man still. No, we haven't talked about this in private. But
what's up? Wait,
I remember you love this.
Sorry, ATP, but we gotta have some bro talk right here.
What's up?
What do you think, man? We still rolling with the Z-Man?
If you check, I know you checked out my thing with Kevin. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Chad Zumock. I understand that he's. I'm happy that he's doing shit with Nick Swartzen. That's good money for him. He's doing that, doing this. I just don't care, dude. I'm like, good luck with your show. Have fun with it. I'll check out you. I find him funny in some aspects, and then I don't find him funny in some aspects with anybody.
Dude,
whatever you're doing, some things
he did talk a little shit on you on one of his streams.
That's fine. You gave
him so much fucking money, bro. That was dirty by him.
I don't care enough to really care about it. If it hurts him that much, it's okay. If you
Chow, that's what I'm saying. That's where the idea of allegiances is retarded. It's stupid.
I don't care. I don't give a shit about anybody. Like, dude, I at the end of the day, I turn off the computer, I turn off his camera, I go to work, I do my own shit. I'm having fun with it. That's why I like it when people troll me. It's hilarious.
Chow, if I give a rattlesnake $1,000 and then pull on its tail, it's still going to be
exactly.
I can't sit there and go.
This is why Aaron's a fucking OG. This is why Aaron is one of the greatest radio talents to come out of, I would say, just syndicate radio overall since Opie and Anthony or Howard Stern. This man gets it, and I'm not kidding you guys.
Look,
you're so lucky to acknowledge that he's on YouTube at this point in time and he's not on a radio station. Okay, that you couldn't.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
He's an amazing
I will say
man.
this. If you give a contractor 40 grand and he shatters all your windows, you have a legitimate gripe. You should take him to court. If you give Chad Zumock $100 and he calls you a cunt,
I love it.
Yeah, that's kind of on you for giving him the $100.
I love it. It's great content.
Yeah.
Dude, I stopped giving him money because I don't want to support his lifestyle.
No, I do want to get back to Aaron real quick though, because Aaron, you are an interesting character. I do want to learn more about you, sir. So when your wife
to football soon, man.
Hang on, here we will get into it. One more question though for the gentleman that we're interviewing.
Yeah, and give me 5 minutes, and then we're gonna do football talk. Okay, 5 minutes.
5 minutes. That's perfect, Aaron.
Yeah.
So your wife comes on the show. Did she expect a certain hate that she would get? Hopping onto Steel Toe and what's going on. Is that affected your guys' relationship? Has it affected her personally, mentally? Like, what's going on with her?
It's affected it, but I don't think in the way people expect. It's actually made it much better because we kind of go through this whole internet thing together. I think it's in a weird way, like the internet would have found out who she was if she was on the show or not. And I think doing a show with me side by side has really helped, her kind of go through that because she's now kind of gone through the other side where she's hardened and she was like, well, I know like a year ago, she's like, I don't want to become hardened to this shit because then I become like cold to it. I'm like, that's what you want to do.
That's
like people, I was saying on the show today, I was like, I could watch these internet people chop off each other's hands with an axe at this point, and I would feel nothing.
Snuff films, I don't care anymore.
Yeah. People have said the most awful things about me on Twitter and shit, and I will giggle to myself because you're just like, everything inside is burned. Like it's all gone. And so watching her kind of go from, Chad screaming, I'm going to fuck you. And you're thinking, her thinking like, do I have to get a restraining order against this crazy?
Right. Just laughing at it now.
To now just going, oh, that fucking dipshit. It's kind of it's a fun thing to watch her kind of grow and go through.
Isn't that kind of sad in a society that we result to that like vibe though? Isn't that kind of like interesting though? Just to watch us fall apart to that.
Why I'm telling you, it's why I feel it imperative to no matter how much or how little money comes in, I have to keep doing my show the way I do my show, because if I end up, I don't want to end up like these people. I watch these people
broken.
and they're on the internet all the time and they're yelling about what the other internet guy is doing. And then, you know, like Chow asks me, oh, and you for sure, you saw my clip about the boxing thing. I'm like, if you don't put it right in front of me and play it
I'm
for
not
me,
gonna see it.
I'm not going to see it. I will watch Kevin from time to time because I find Kevin legitimately entertaining.
He's funny. Yes.
I
Kevin
find
is a
Kevin
good soul.
Brennan legitimately funny. I know Stancil DM'd me yesterday. He's like, go on MLC, you pussy. And I'm like, I've been telling everybody who tells me, like, Kevin wants you to go on. I'm like, send me the fucking link. I'll go on the show. I don't give a shit. But I just love watching him work, man, because
He's a great soul.
I think Kevin, to a large extent, his show has always been about rage. But it's not like internet rage. He's legitimately upset about things.
That's what I like about a show so much. It's actually personable. Not even personal. It's somewhat personable, but it's reality. Like, hey, you do this, you fuck up. Let's talk about the consequences. A lot of people try to do WWE. I don't even watch that shit. I never liked wrestling or whatnot, but just non-reality. I'm a very realistic person. I'm very real. So if you actually fuck with me, I'm going to keep it real with you. And I'll talk about it either on air or off air, depending on where we're at when we talk about it.
Kevin has said that, by the way, that like that kind of rage that comes out kind of helps him deal with his own problems and the whatnot. But I just want to get to one more thing before we get to football.
Sure, go ahead.
You know, like Aaron, when you're getting attacked, because happened to me with Patrick or whatever.
Very badly, yeah.
It's like it's almost like a shock. Like you don't expect someone to be like that vicious and nasty to you. And it's online, you see thousands of views, and it's not a good feeling. Like, I don't want to sound like a pussy or something, but it's not.
And I hate to be this guy. Maybe I need to write a book on being detached or something.
You're a sociopath, Aaron, all right? Just accept it at this point. You're a fucking sociopath and you made your wife a sociopath. Be acceptable.
There might be a problem there because I hear all you guys going, Milton said this about me, but everything I've ever heard.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Aaron. I could not imagine the type of scrutiny I would experience from you two right below me right now. That Patrick Mills has gone at you for backgrounds, to your lives, to your wives, your children. That must be another level. I hope I never experience.
But I'll say this: I've probably not seen 99.9% of it. Anything I have seen has been sent to me. Anything I've heard has come secondhand from other people, and I'm telling you, I swear to God, believe it or not, it's easy to avoid. Like to just not see it. Totally, and I think that's another thing that drives people who don't like me nuts is I don't really feed into it and do 3 shows on it. Like, I'm just like, people like, oh, I hate you. You're a fucking filthy e-begging hunk of shit. And I'm like, that is all correct.
I love it. Because the thing is, Aaron and David, I'll tell you guys this right now. And I notice a lot in life because I'm a very young 25-year-old male. I'm trying to pick up the reins.
Oh, you look like shit. No, I'm kidding. No,
you know what, Aaron? Let's watch that hairline of yours, all right? But anyway,
it looks it's gone.
Whoa! Maybe when you were a decade ago, but now it's starting to hit you a little bit harder, buddy. But anyway, is your wife cutting your hair? What's going on there?
It won't.
Anyway, I just want to say this. It's just like, once you start acknowledging how people are shooting on you, you give something towards them that show there's something there and they can feed off of that. If you just ignore it, you just joke with it, then there's nothing there. They start ignoring you.
Exactly. Or just what I always say is just own it and let them have it. I've always said like about people like, oh, what about Reddit and Discord? I'm like, I'm not on it. And they're like, what about those people who shit on you? I'm like, well, I get to do a show for a much larger audience than they get to do on Reddit. The least I can do is allow them to have their platforms where they can hate my fucking guts. Like, I mean, I get to do a show. They get to hate the shit out of it. That's kind of the deal. That's how this works. So I don't see the point in getting all bent out of shape about it.
I mean, any publicity is good publicity, though. At the end of the day, correct?
Sure.
I'm back.
I love coming on shows like this, or not like this, but I love going on shows
like this. Is that insult?
No.
No.
Nobody has Crip Mac and Andy Dick doing brake cleaner or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, and Mark Harley talking about his dick pics with Brendan Schwab. All right, we're a classy interview show, sir.
So I like going on shows in this you guys are in your own universe, but in kind of that universe where I know that I'm walking into at least 50% heel heat if we're talking about pro wrestling. I'm gross. I come from that world. I enjoy.
Yeah, we don't do any of this shit for money or likes or subs.
It's just a straight
whereas I'm a complete whore. So you guys are doing it for the heart and the right reasons, and I'm a filthy capitalist.
That's
And
why any dick wants to fuck me.
I'm
It's
wanting
good for the
I
heart.
need one thing.
I like being Shawn Michaels walking into Montreal. I
if
enjoy
that's
that.
the guy making fun of you, you're doing
Right.
okay. You know?
That's what I mean. Like people get out of shape. Like the
Yeah,
onion
I mean,
guy said this
he's a
about me.
loco.
I'm like, you really don't see that that's a man eating his feelings and projecting onto the world. Like you don't
Exactly.
see
He's
that
a broken
this guy-
man.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
a broken man projecting
someone-
pain. Leave him. Let him go.
Someone doing
I
that
want to talk
really
football
hates
so bad,
themselves.
but
Chow's like, all right, enough. We keep going in circles.
All right, Dr. Chow, you run. I'm gonna take a piss. You guys run the first
ATP,
segment. I'll be real quick.
you ready for this shit, bro?
Let's go football, man.
Let's go, Vikings!
All right, we're gonna talk football. What we're gonna do is we're gonna break
got my
down
Raiders
this
shirt on right now, man.
first inaugural Lil Mir Musk football show to commemorate the first day of football today. Tonight's the first game. We're gonna pick the winner of our 3 teams' games, but we're also, because it's week 0, we're gonna talk about the division odds, and we're gonna pick division winners. So, Imhol, you ready for some of this?
I'm ready. I didn't.
Yeah,
wear
I'm
my
gonna
Kirk
track
Cousins
all this
jersey.
stuff
I
on
feel like
pen.
shit now.
Yeah, so let's do the before we get to the week 1 games, let's do the divisions. Are you cool with that, ATP?
Yeah, let's do the divisions. Yeah, let's start with that because that's like the full year kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I just got odds. I don't have win expectations, but I want to get everyone's pick on every division winner. And then if you want to denote a wild card in that division, I would love to hear that too. I'm going to track it all, and we'll keep track of it throughout the season. So you're lucky you're here, Imhol, for week 1, because this is inaugural predictions right here. So
let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's go AFC East to start us off. We got
Oh my god.
I'm gonna
Buffalo.
Mir, are you muted, Mir?
No, I'm not.
All right, good.
I'm going Buffalo. I'm telling you that right now.
No, you're not, dude. Come on, bro.
Well, okay.
I'm from Hamilton, Ontario. It's like a half an hour from Buffalo, so I got to go Buffalo. Yeah.
Buffalo's favored at plus 120 for the division. But this is, to me, this AFC East is one of the most stacked divisions in the NFL, because you got the Bills, you got Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets, who I'm gonna lay on that. I'm gonna lay on the Jets.
Make it
with Aaron Rodgers as I don't know if you call it an upset. I'm gonna flush the Dolphins, and the Patriots. I mean, I love them, but they can kick rocks. They have nothing. They're plus 800 to win the division.
How are you gonna flush the Dolphins right now? Look at Tua. He's built us some meat. He's ready to take the hits. He's already canceled a couple of ESPN reporters.
By week 5. That guy's a concussion case.
All Tua is his meat at this point.
He already canceled a couple of ESPN reporters. You know, he's already hype about his new body and whatnot. What's going on, man? You can't cancel Tua
your
out.
head, dude. You know. And I hate that Dolphins coach.
Fat shaming. You can't fat shame Tua, man. He already canceled someone.
No, I hate that Dolphins coach. Okay, now I'm just going to skinny shame. He's a little dweeb. He weighs like 100 pounds, soaking wet. You know,
no, he's
a scumbag. He'll keep throwing Tua out there until Tua is at some point as a coach. I saw Belichick actually say this in an interview. You got to say, hey, dude, you've got too many concussions, too many injuries. You're not coming back on the field. That the Dolphins coach, McDaniel or whatever his name is,
they don't even need a quarterback. It's like, it doesn't matter if Tua's there or whoever. They're gonna win the same amount of games, and they're not gonna win the division. I think the Bills are the biggest regression team of this year.
I agree.
I think they're going to step back pretty heavy. And I think the Jets, maybe they have some holes around their team, but they're solid enough where they're going to get to 10 wins. The Bills are like very flammy at this point with star talent. So I'll take the Bills dropping out, maybe being a wild card.
I take Jets first on the division.
I don't know if I can.
I
don't know if I can trust Rodgers to hold up for an entire season at this age. But I agree with Chow too. Like we had Diggs in Minnesota, and if
he looked like Nicolas Cage coming into practice or summer camp, or the fuck it is.
Pretty cool.
Come on, man.
with Diggs, if Buffalo starts 2-2, Diggs is going to start complaining about not getting the ball. He's going to want to be traded. He's going to be a problem.
He's a cancer.
Josh Allen keeps turning the ball over as much as he does. I think Chow said it best. Regression team for sure.
And the Bills get worked in every single playoff game. I've seen them. They get fucking worked.
I think the Bills' biggest issue is actually on their defense. They didn't really do much to improve the pass rush. And when Von Miller went down last year, their defense went to crap. So
they overspent.
That would be my issue with them. And
I'm gonna say Jets in the East. I think it'll take only like 11 wins to do it. But I'll say Jets and Bills will go to the playoffs from that division, and I think the Jets will be the division champion.
And by the way,
Miami, you're gonna do Jets as a. Sorry, I'm writing all this down on.
I'm gonna say Jets too.
I'll go Bills because I want to be the country.
Yeah, David, you're an idiot.
He's got
I'm from Hamilton. Let's go.
And then I want to say that there's at least one AFC wild card from this division.
Dude, that's gonna be
We're not really picking that, but I do like either the Bills, the Jets, the Dolphins, maybe all three of them going to the playoffs.
Dude, shit, bro. I say fucking
it's a strong division.
Okay, go ahead, do your thing.
I think
you go. We'll get to all the divisions.
Yeah, we'll get to it. I'm stopping. Miami won't make the playoffs. I say Bills and Jets make it.
See, I think Miami's a regression team because they were 9-8. They were the last wild card spot because I don't think Tua is going to last. And Jalen Ramsey's already out till December. That was like their acquisition. So, and like I said, I hate that coach of theirs, that little dweeb. So I could see, but Benny, I don't think any team in that division is horrible. I think it's all between like 7.
The Patriots suck. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the Patriots
they're not good, but
Mac Jones is fucking garbage.
No, they're gonna win 7-8 games. Belichick's not.
That's trash.
But they have a good defense. But they're gonna still win 8-9 games.
Yeah, enough for a mid-round pick.
So
no, and we'll move on to the AFC North now because AFC North is one of the best divisions out there right now.
Now this is where can I continue with my thing though real quick though about when I was about to interrupt you, sir?
Yeah. Please.
Pittsburgh Steelers, Kenny Pickett, never losing season under Mike Tomlin. Fucking guarantee they make the playoffs this year as a wild card. Guaranteed.
That's a good bet.
Over the
they're
Ravens.
Plus
Bengals will lead the division.
500.
Steelers will make the wild card.
Just for the division.
If you're the Browns and you paid all that money for Deshaun Watson, is anything other than second place or better? I mean, is that not just a complete bust and a waste?
No, it's not. I would say long term. He's kind of young.
All these teams, dude, they're stacked in one area, though. Yeah. You got to admit, the Bengals are the favorites.
Yes.
At plus 150.
They win division. Yeah.
The Ravens are plus 235, who just loaded up on Odell, everything, a la Rams a few years ago.
Yeah.
The Browns are still solid everywhere, plus 400. And the Steelers are like the sleeper pick at plus 500.
TJ Watt, come on, man. Cooking on D. You got to watch.
They got a good D.
And if you're the Browns,
they're always solid.
If you're the Browns, your two biggest fans are Chad Zumock and Ray DeVito, so that's pretty bad too.
What'd you just say?
Can't quit bringing it back to Ray and Chad.
Yeah, what's wrong with you, David?
No, fuck those guys.
Yeah, come on, David. We're talking about football now.
I mean, like, what do you think in the AFC North? Who do you like? I know, I get it. And like,
I think this one might be universal. I think everybody here thinks the Bengals are winning that division.
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I do.
I'm going Bengals. I love Bengals.
No, I'll take the Ravens. Over the Bengals.
Lamar Jackson.
And then I'll take the Steelers as a wild card.
Yeah, you and I agree with that one. Steelers wild card.
As a sleeper, the Steelers are going to be somewhere.
They're fucking tough.
I think the Bengals finish in third. They could still maybe make the playoffs, but that division is so good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Ravens and the Steelers are like the two best teams of the four.
God, Chat
finishes last.
Dude, Dr. Chow, I just can't take it, man. The Ravens, bro. Come on,
I know.
Man. Lamar Jackson just got hired.
The problem with Jackson,
I don't trust Jackson, dude. I've seen him too much throughout the years, dude.
I know,
MVP back in like 2019.
He can easily win 13 games.
Yeah, all the ones.
Is that? I mean, 13 or
until the playoffs. Lamar Jackson is another playoff poker, by the way. 0-2, and he was terrible in those two games.
Let's continue the next division.
And the older
let's go.
the older Lamar gets, though, I'm sorry, I'll close out on this
Yeah.
one. But the older Lamar gets, I mean, the more those injuries are going to keep piling up, and he's going to miss more games each season. I mean, that style of quarterback gets dinged up more and more the closer they get to 30.
Look at Cam Newton, perfect example. Like Cam,
he got old overnight.
Quarterback, but he just took too much punishment, and then he was done by the time he was 30. It's just you can't run the ball 150, 200 times as a quarterback. It's too many hits, you know. So that's my opinion. And I'm an LSU fan, so I got to go with the Bengals, Joe Burrow, and Chase. Yeah.
All right. Wait.
No, I
Aaron,
mean,
you got
You're
to go
good.
after this, or you got to go right now, or can you wait for the?
Oh, no, I was
talk?
just before this, I was just asking about how long should I expect.
Good. I was about to be like, motherfucker, you got another 30 minutes, man. You better chill out for a second.
Yeah, I can't.
That's what I thought. Let's keep going.
AFC South.
You're my guest, sir. You don't leave when the host is done with the party yet. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yeah, good man. Keep going. I always want your take on your Vikings. So let's continue through the AFC.
No,
All right, when we get to the
Vikings.
NFC, I'll get my fucking dick sucking pants on.
Yeah.
That's right. I want to see it. You
run
better
through
show
the
those
AFC
pants.
South. They're
You
like
better,
the
you better
worst,
stand up and
division.
show those pants. And wait. You better stand up and show those pants when we shit on your Vikings, so we know.
Give me like 2 minutes. I'm gonna get my pick in right now. AFC South, Jags. Nobody's going to the playoffs from that division. Now,
All
boys,
right,
go
go take a
Go
piss.
get those pants, fucker.
I'm back.
I'm going to.
We got him going to the pants.
Yeah,
Neil,
no, he's
let's
coming
talk
back,
about
but
you love us
yeah.
British flag stuff. I love
He's
the
got the
British flag.
Jags. The Jags are minus
me look at this.
155, so
Okay.
they're heavy favorites. But I would honestly bet if I had to
Titans?
bet, I would take the Titans.
Dude, I'm going Jacksonville this year. Honestly, they have great momentum going forward into the next season. Titans, they're regressing a little bit, but there might be something there. But they're just going to fall short of what Jacksonville already built, persona-wise and
Tannehill
whatnot.
can stay,
I'm
like,
going
healthy.
Jacksonville.
If Tannehill can stay healthy, the Titans have a shot. But I like Lawrence. I like Peterson, the coach. I got to go with the Jags.
Go Jags.
Yeah. So
I like the Jags too, but they actually don't have that much talent, and
They got a great
traveling
QB.
to Europe,
generational
England
QB.
twice. Oh, there we go. Got Cousins. So yeah, awesome. I like the Jaguars too, but if I had to lay money on any team, I would definitely bet on the Titans, the Colts, or the Texans before I bet on the Jaguars, because like them being so heavy favorites in the AFC South doesn't make that much sense to me as a football
well, that's a division that's not gonna work.
connoisseur.
That division is just the division winner gets in, and that's it. So
I mean, but this is I'm looking at division odds right now. So, all right, let's go to AFC West. This is King ATP's.
Here's the thing about the AFC West. I know it's always tough to bet against Mahomes, but Travis Kelce got a knee injury. I don't even know if he's going to play tonight, right? And Chris Jones, the defensive tackle, the All-Pro, basically their three best players are Kelce, Mahomes, and
Chris
Jones. And Jones is holding out, and Kelce might be injured, so I could see them stepping back, right? They'll still be good. They'll still win like 11 games, but I could see that because I don't care how good Mahomes is. He doesn't need the wide receivers. He showed that last year, but he needs Kelce. And Kelce is 32, 33 years old. So he's probably going to start getting hurt here and there, right? So you know what? I'm a Raiders fan. I would love to pick the Raiders, but I think they're going to finish third. You know what? I'll do an upset pick. I'll pick the Chargers to win the division. I hate the Chargers coach. He does all those stupid fourth down bets, but they improved a lot in the offseason. They upgraded the offensive coordinator, getting the guy from Dallas. I like Herbert. So let me do an upset pick. I'll pick the Chargers to win the division.
I don't think I officially mentioned on the AFC South. I took the Titans, and then I took the AFC North. I took the Ravens with the wild card to the Steelers.
It
But
all makes
Go
sense
Birds.
now, you Philly fucking trash. Good God.
Go Birds!
Yeah.
Go Birds!
Oh, God.
And then AFC West, it's an interesting division. Yeah, ATP's team is massive long shots.
I think we're gonna finish third. So
I gotta
Yeah,
go.
that'd be cool.
I'd love to be cool and try to pick, try to go against the grain, but that's the Chiefs division till they lose it. I mean, Raiders at plus 1,700, that hurts, man. That's disrespectful.
That's not a bad bet.
And
I
Jimmy
know.
G's a winner, man, and he dates porn stars like I do. So, like, I don't know if you know Aaron, but my nickname is Porno Dave because I.
Porno Dave.
Congratulations,
So,
Porno
like,
Dave.
so yeah, Jimmy G's the man, but I just don't know if they have enough talent on defense. So I don't think the Raiders are gonna be 8-9 wins. I don't think they're gonna be as bad as people think, but I'm not gonna.
You know what? I'll stop you right there. If you're actually a Raiders fan, go grab a jersey.
Yeah.
Go grab a jersey. Actually, if you're actually a fucking Raiders fan and stuff capping about it, go grab a jersey.
It's the best jersey ever. I'll be right back.
Go grab it. I'm not kidding. Go grab your fucking jersey if you're actually a Raiders fan. I want to see this shit. If you're fucking
I want to get to that NFC now because we got King Imholt here. I know Imholt's a genius NFL mind based on he's a Vikings fan.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like Vikings fans, they digest all the NFL media, everything. They know it all. So
you gotta build yourself up so you can get ready to cry at the end of the year, and you do it to yourself every goddamn season.
Yeah, and of course, I'm addicted to
turn around,
Prophet
David.
Scott
Turn around,
jersey
David.
from like the
Mr. Bad.
80s.
I don't know if you know who Cliff Branch is. He was a wide
Nobody knows who Cliff Branch is.
That is a Cliff Branch jersey signed, by the way.
I need to see a Casper jersey from you, and then I'll respect it. All right.
Nah, Cliff Branch was my man, dude. Steve Hill. So, yeah.
I need to see that forward fumble jersey. All right, then I'll respect.
Oh,
you.
Jim Marshall. Well, he's a Viking, the dude who like picked up the ball and ran in the other team's end zone.
Was
the
Casper
biggest retard of all time?
Was Casper the QB for you guys? I forgot who he was. Was Casper?
He was
the
good,
QB?
but he was so dumb that he took.
Jim Marshall was he was a very good player. He's a Hall of Famer, but yeah, he's very famous for picking up a fumble and running it the wrong way.
Being the dumbest player of all time.
That's pretty bad.
It's all right, David. It's okay.
I showed Aaron
Mr.
some
Marshall.
clips in a DM of Joe Cap. Like Joe Cap is like my favorite player ever. Even though
when he punched that dude.
Well, that's great too. Have you seen that, Aaron? You got to show that on your show.
Yeah, look, I looked at the folder you sent me, but I've been meaning to talk to you about this. There was no reason to include your penis pictures in it. That was that was a bridge too far, and you probably should have not done that.
That's a good movie.
Porno Dave, come on, man.
Of course, you earned it that day.
Robert Shaw will be proud of you, Aaron. That's a great movie.
I quit writing down anything, so I'm just gonna have to review the tape to see who picked who.
All right, but who are we going at? We're going at. Let's go to NFC East real quick. We got Commanders. We got Giants.
We're at NFC
here.
East. Yeah, Eagles, Cowboys, Giants,
Eagles.
and Commanders in the top 4 positions. Eagles minus 135 for the division. Cowboys plus 195. Who do you guys got? Giants lurking at 900.
I have Mir's stupid fucking Eagles in that division. I think that the Giants are being disrespected. I like the Giants. Obviously, they put us out of business in the playoffs last year.
Good man.
But
I
think they're better than plus 700. I'm not saying they're going to win the division, but I think the Cowboys and the Giants are a lot closer than that.
You like the Giants as a value bet?
Yeah, but I like the Eagles to win the thing.
I agree. The Eagles are the best team, but I would bet on the Cowboys right now at plus 195 or
I can't
175.
bet on that.
You don't understand how the Cowboys choke in the playoffs.
I know, but for the winning the division and then just losing right away, that's what they're going to do, probably.
Look at Dak Prescott in the interceptions. Cooper Rush can't say that shit, bro. There's no way.
He's gone.
Cooper Rush is gone?
Yeah, because
I thought so.
No, he's not. He's still there.
I thought
Trey Lance is third string, bro.
No.
Like,
what happened was Mir, because I'm a Raiders fan. They played the Raiders in the 3rd preseason game. The Cowboys. Yeah. That one guy, he was the Panthers draft pick. Yeah,
he's playing for the Cowboys.
Bryce.
Cooper Rush is playing for the Cowboys. What are you guys talking about?
Cooper Rush is a Cowboy.
Yes. What the fuck are you guys talking about? He won like 3 games for them last year.
I'm not hinging my prediction on them winning the conference or the division based on.
I guarantee Dak Prescott. I've been watching Dak Prescott for 3 years. He will get injured again. Cooper Rush will ready the ship somewhat, but will not be enough to feed off the onslaught that Jalen Hurts will portray upon that division. There's no fucking way happening. I've seen it too many times again. Only 1 year the Dak Prescott era they won the division. Jalen Hurts is going to repeat for the first time in God knows how long.
And then what? And then what?
NFC East. And then why we win this goddamn Super Bowl? What do you think then?
And then you fucking Eagles fans are going to celebrate your victory by clocking.
Yes, we have a fucking statue of Nick Foles, and then we'll put a statue next to him of Jalen Hurts. What do you expect?
And then
Kirk Cousins is going to go into the fucking back burner because he's a fucking loser of a QB who can never do anything in the playoffs. On the big stage, primetime TV, he's garbage.
And
that's why Dalvin Cook fucking left.
As you Philly fans hit the street of Philly to celebrate and throw
shit! I'll eat anything. Who gives a shit as long as we win?
Old people, you guys are.
At least we won. When was the last time you guys won? Anything?
Look, I'm alive.
Oh,
I
never,
can't talk about
never will, never, never have, never will, bro.
Raiders beat him in 76.
That's right.
Yeah, that was
remember John Gruden won you guys the Super Bowl with David? That's right. Let's be quiet for a second. Anyway, so Dr. Chow, what?
Every single Vikings fan knows the team slogan.
I bet they do.
This year.
Second place, Aaron Rodgers is first.
No,
we'll take whatever. Dr. Chow, who's your team, man? I never really understood who your team was.
I like the Vikings, bro. They're my favorite team.
You both are Vikings fan?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I do. But yeah, they're the most embarrassing team of all time.
They are hilarious in the playoffs. You guys suck.
I'm not like a huge fan. I just follow them the best, and I like a lot of their players. They're gonna be. Are we getting into the NFC now?
Yeah, let's keep going. Yeah,
we're on. Let's go to the NFC North.
Oh,
there it is. All right.
We touched on East.
There
right?
it is.
Did everyone pick the Eagles? Or I picked the Cowboys.
I picked Eagles.
Eagles.
And
Thank you, Aaron.
ATB picked Eagles.
Man. I fucking hate you guys.
Yeah, I had to pick
yeah, so Eagles, and then I took Cowboys for the division.
Papali is a great man. All
right, so NFC North. Guess who the favorite is?
Detroit Lions, obviously.
Yeah, they're.
I already know that. I'm picking them.
But it's all bunched up like together.
Jared Goff is going to bring them back to the Super Bowl like he did the Rams. Calling it.
I'm going with the Packers because I think Jordan Love is going to take over just like Rodgers took over for Favre, right?
Yeah.
His fourth year. Packers have a really good roster. The Lions, F them. They're always going to find a way to screw it up. So I'm cheering for them tonight because I hate the Chiefs being a Raiders fan. But I'll go with the Packers. You know.
I'll tell you this. I'm glad you boys are showing your doubt, picking the Lions and the Packers, because there's only one man that thrives under pressure.
Kirk Cousins.
Number 8, Kirk Cousins. Just a nice, quiet 4,500 yards, 32 touchdowns, 10 picks. Nothing to see here. I ain't gonna hurt you. Don't worry about it. Brian Flores, new defense, blitzing the shit out of. Sure, we don't have any talent on defense, but they'll just run the fastest quarterback.
Aaron.
Brian Flores, good DC.
No, I'm so in Aaron's corner right now. I think the Vikings. I can't believe the Vikings are plus 280 to win the division.
Fuck yes!
It doesn't
I
take
hope you
that
guys
much
win
for them
it.
to do it,
Oh,
and their offense is going to be explosive.
You know,
the
Justin
defense
Jefferson,
could be mid, and they could still win 12 games.
Real quick before we continue on within the division and whatnot. Because I know you guys are both Vikings fans. Did you guys watch that Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins game against the Bills, dude? What did you guys think about that shit? Honestly, watching that on TV, what was your take on that? Honestly, did you guys believe in them, or did you guys think they lost?
If they were allowed, if they were recording my viewing of that game, I would have been canceled 18 different fucking times.
Really?
I mean, I was screaming. I mean, just the worst words you can possibly think from watching professional sports, just awful. And I'm just like, we fucking did it. Yes, we got it. And then
the fumble.
Your mother. Are you fucking kidding me? And then the ball's at the 1. It's over. And I'm like, all right, worst case scenario. We get a safety. We get a safety. We get the ball back. We can maybe chuck something up at the end. Okay. And then the fumble. And you're like, we did it. And then you're like, oh, shit, there's like a minute left for Josh Allen. And then you're like, don't kick a field goal to tie this up. And then they do. Then you go to overtime. It was just too much. It was.
Dude, that's one of the greatest games ever in football history. I'm not kidding. They put that on NFL, like the YouTube channel, one of the greatest games of NFL history.
It was really good.
Your team, bro. Your team, bro.
We were charmed last year. We got to stay charmed this year because, like David said, if those one possession games swing the other way, we're a sub 500 team.
The Raiders did that in 2021. They went 10-7. They made the playoffs. They had 6.
They got wrecked.
Decided on the last play. It was an NFL record, and then they went 6-12 6-11 last year. and they only 2 of the Raiders' losses last year were by more than 1 score.
Right.
So,
I get that. I understand that when you win a lot of one-score games, it can be difficult to bounce back the next year. But you're forgetting one thing, David. The Raiders are gay, and we've got Kirk Cousins.
No, I mean like that
that
one
is the
score
point you can
game
put on
thing is so
ESPN.
bad because we're gonna get to our picks for the week. We're gonna pick 3 games later. Once we get through the divisions, and I actually am picking Tampa to backdoor cover against the Vikings, but I think the Vikings are gonna be up by 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns late, and then
what's the line? I thought it was like 5.5.
Yeah, 5.5, between 5.5 and 6.5. So I'll pull it up right before we discuss it. But we can move off the north, right, to the south.
Yes, of course. Yes, keep going, sir.
We all agree the Vikings are going to win the North.
No, we don't. The junior language.
I mean, I would bet the
Fucking
Vikings,
dirty Viking motherfucker.
and I would bet the Packers. I would not bet the
You know,
Bears.
Aaron, I'm
or
starting
the
not to
Lions.
like you again now, and I understand why everyone attacks you. I'm starting not to like you now.
I'm cold.
I got a little.
I have to
inside
make a
info
I have to
on the
make a
Vikings,
recap show
dude.
about
The
you now,
Vikings
man.
are
I don't know what I'm
fucking-
gonna do.
Dude, the Vikings are gonna be.
Put some in on my forehead, please.
I
Hey,
love
man.
you, buddy. You're awesome.
Hey, Mir.
Let's keep going. Keep going.
I talked to the owner.
Yeah, would you
The
keep this
Vikings
shit
are
in
gonna
line,
be
please?
turbocharged.
You know what? I'm
bro.
trying to run a professional show. We had Andy Dick on before. I have Dr. Chow's an amazing co-host. Dr. Chow would run the show because you know how to control me with the chains.
Oh, come on,
Yeah.
keep it under
No,
control.
I mean, like the Vikings, they'll be good this year, and it's gonna be explosive. That Addison dude, we'll
Jimmy
touch
good?
on it really quick.
You love Addison. Yeah. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's gonna have 100 catches and maybe like 15 touchdowns in his rookie year.
Okay,
As a
we'll
21.
see.
Yeah, because I
We'll
mean, it's like
see.
with Jefferson, like
Brandon-
it's bound. It's
And
gonna
it's just
happen.
let's do
So
it.
you can watch basically like the Bengals from a few years ago when they had all their stud wide receivers. Just like throw it around, go run.
Yeah.
So that's why I like the Vikings, but I don't think they can make a run. I'm not going to predict them later, but
Okay.
NFC
That's
South, Saints, Falcons, Panthers,
fair. I'll let you boys all
Bengals
talk
in
first.
that
Then I'll
order.
talk. Go ahead.
Well,
I'm going Panthers.
flip a coin, man. This is a trash pit of a division.
I love it.
I could go Falcons.
Teams are really bad. Like none of them are really good, but they're not really bad. They all at least won 7 games last year. They're not like.
Well, look out for these guys. They were all
7 games last year.
because
Watch
there's
out.
no, like,
Watch
no-
out, boys.
David.
but
You know
there's
you
no
can flip that
4-13
around. You go. You know
team.
every team in that division lost 10 games last year.
Yeah, but there's no team that's like like the Bears. Like there's no team that went like 4-13 and they're out of it. Like all
4-14. Who was 4-14 last year?
or 4-13. The Bears, like or 3-14 or whatever they were.
They weren't 4-14. Come on.
The 3-14. Yeah, they were.
I think they were 4-13 last year. Yeah.
Oh my God,
yeah,
Jesus.
so-
Never mind.
But
You
that's
know
what-
what? You're right, David. Addicted. Just keep spewing your knowledge. Go
No,
ahead.
David was wrong. They were 3-14.
3-14. Yeah.
Oh,
So, but that's what I'm saying. Like every team was 7-10 or 8-9. Like it's mediocrity, but
they
it's
can
like,
win games.
And I'll go to the Panthers. I think the Panthers actually have a good roster,
With a
but
first
they
round
didn't
pick.
really have a quarterback. And if Bryce Young plays are half decent, they'll win 9-10 games. So I'm going to Panthers.
Really? Okay.
Look, a rookie
No,
quarterback.
David Carr, you supported in
Yeah,
Raider
Carr stinks,
Nation?
man. Carr has in the red zone in the last 5 years.
I like David Carr. I think you guys in
do
Oakland really
too.
railroaded him. I do.
I
No,
think
I
so
think
too.
he
You
did,
guys
and I
fucked
watched
with
that
shitty
guy.
management, shitty coaching. You fucked a great talent.
No,
Now he's
he
going to
stinks,
showcase it
man.
in
I'm
New
serious.
Orleans.
I saw enough of that guy. No,
I think
no,
you did. Put me down for the Saints. I like the
Same
Saints.
here.
in the South.
Saints.
Yeah. I like the Bucks as a value pick though at plus 1,000. I mean, that
Yep.
division could be as shitty as ever. So why not?
And by the way, is Baker Mayfield going to be any worse than Brady was last year? Probably not.
No, I think Baker Mayfield will have a comeback season this year somewhat.
Yeah, but they lost a lot of
Bucks are a
people
sneaky pick.
even since last year.
He's going to feed into it. He's going to fucking ball.
Baker's third comeback season where he can have his fourth fucking fall apart.
Hey, third time's the charm. Third time's the charm.
I'll
Third
bet
time's the
the
charm.
Saints too. But if I'm gonna take a long shot and maybe a wild card team,
Atlanta with Riddler.
Atlanta with Riddler's interesting too because they don't have it.
Dude,
they-
Riddler is
I'll do
supposed to
the
have a breakout
Panthers
season
just
this
because
year.
ATP did. Yeah, I kind of
Oh,
like
you
that.
fucking bum.
You know, for a long shot.
You know, fuck all this. I'm going to Atlanta. I'm going to Atlanta this year with Riddler.
Yeah,
I'm
go
going
for it.
Atlanta.
I like the idea of
Didn't Riddler leave Atlanta?
No, he's still there. He's their starting QB, man.
And when someone leaves the Raiders,
Oh.
I'm one of those guys who are like,
talking
oh,
about Stephen Ridley Jr.
dude, when someone leaves the Raiders, I'm not one of these guys like, oh, best
I
of
love
luck.
you,
No,
buddy.
when Mac went to the Bears, I was like, I hope that guy blows out his knee every week. You know,
I like the idea of David Carr shoving it balls deep right in all your guys' ass in Las Vegas. I love
Yes. You know what? That's my backup vibe. You know what? Fuck that.
I
I'm
like
still
the
going to
Saints,
Atlanta
yeah.
Falcons, but no, fuck Atlanta Falcons. I'm going with you all the way, Aaron.
I'm
Saints. Let's go.
I hate
Fuck
the Saints,
David
but I'm really
Secura,
going
the
to
Dictor
be
Profits, the fucking Raiders going down. The fucking Saints are going to make the playoffs. You're going to suck our dick when Derek Carr makes the playoffs.
Oh, your former head coach called someone a retard in an email. Oh, fuck! You guys got rid of the NFL. Gets rid of Gruden for no fucking reason. He should still.
That was garbage. That was garbage, wasn't it? I
nonsense.
watched that shit, man. What'd you think? Oh, no, wait, hang on. Everybody, hang on. Aaron, what was your take on John Gruden just getting like destroyed like
Raiders
that?
fans, that's me, dude.
You mean NFL head coach talking exactly like every other NFL head coach talks? He just put it in writing and called someone a queer or something. Yeah.
Talk Sean as black coach or whatever a little bit.
Yeah.
you know.
Who gives a shit? God,
Dude, it's just like he was actually creating a good team and they were making the playoffs. Hopefully,
right? And then the NFL's always kind of hated him anyway. They've always kind of had this weird boner for Gruden.
Once he won the Super Bowl for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they always hated him.
I don't know. I wish they would have kept him.
He goes, I don't know.
And David, the other David Carr is gonna fuck you Raiders in the ass.
David's brother, you idiot.
Oh, I'm sorry. David Carr was you're right. Derek Carr. Derek Carr is gonna bend Raider fans over and fuck them in the ass, and they're gonna deserve every little drop of semen they get in their anal cavity. I'm telling you right now.
Murray, you look like the least loved Colkin kid. Hey, that guy was an OG. Don't disrespect my name.
Yeah, that Lemmy.
Learn my name, little Lemmy. All right.
Come on.
Maybe one day you'll hop on
Lemmy.
our interview show. Till then,
Lemmy, the best
keep
part of
piping.
It was free. You didn't have to even buy the super chat.
It's free. You didn't have to buy
Yeah.
the super
Free.
chat.
Good
But
tie.
continue on. So we're so far. Where are we
okay,
at? Right now?
we're going to the last
NFC West
division.
Woo!
Before getting to week one, but NFC West, I mean, Niners are massive favorites at minus 165. Seahawks at plus 200, Rams at 1,000, and Cardinals at 2,700, which is crazy.
Yeah, they cut Colt McCoy. They're trying to tank, bro. What do you expect?
Yeah, DraftKings has the Cardinals at plus 3,500. Holy,
Yeah,
and
they
you know
cut
what?
Colt McCoy. They're tanking, bro. They're
Yeah,
tanking
maybe I should
hardcore.
refresh this.
You know what,
but-
guys? I'll do an upset here. I'll go with the Seahawks here. I like a lot of the stuff.
That's not an upset, dude. I don't trust Brock Purdy. Honestly, I don't trust Brock Purdy at all.
with the
at
full
QB.
Good
year,
bet.
You know, yeah,
I
and,
trust Seahawks.
and
I'm heavy Niners this year. I
Really?
think the
Why?
Niners are going to
Why are
win
you heavy-
the
why are you heavy
championship.
Niners?
What?
Why are you heavy Niners with their QB situation right now? Sam Darnold and Brock Purdy.
I don't care. I
What do you mean
don't
don't care? You need a good
I
QB
think it's just
somewhat.
like I'm looking at the stars. Me and all of the hoes I stole off Ray DeVito. We're tracking the stars, bro. And
What the
yeah,
fuck does
I'm
that
looking
mean?
at the
Hardcore hoes.
gematria. I'm looking at the solar eclipses. I'm looking
Tell
at
me about the
everything, and I
QBs.
realized, dude, the Niners are the champs this year, bro.
Dr. Chad, I know
I
why
hate
people
to
hate
tell
you.
you, bro, because I know you love the Eagles.
I
They're
know why
they're
people
the
hate you
preseason
now,
favorites,
man.
but the Niners
You're
are
gross.
the champs this
I'm
year.
gonna
You
I,
know,
look, I
make a
looked it
G,
up. I
I'm-
looked
that's
at my
it.
Illuminati handbook. I'm sorry, bro.
The Saudi
I'm
Arabian
sorry.
handbook that you
Sorry,
have on
son.
deck. You know
Is
what?
this the Andy Kaufman character they were talking about? Are you?
No,
This is
no,
it,
this is
Aaron.
bad.
Be wary, sir. This
Aaron-
guy will
Aaron-
come to you in your sleep. You can't.
I love
you don't even
opening
know
up
what's
a
gonna
message
happen.
and getting beware of Dr. Chow. And I like
Beware,
Dr. Chow.
beware. He's already doxed me, and my family. This guy is insane at this point.
Nobody
I
should ever
can't
beware.
control him.
You can't beware of a guy called Dr. Chow. You have to like a guy named Dr. Chow.
He's
until he
Chinese.
proves
You can't
himself
control that.
untrustworthy, yeah.
Like the COVID
Aaron,
vaccine, you can't control
Aaron-
the COVID pandemic. You can't control anything that says with Chow within it.
Aaron,
You got to go on Niners for the title this year, bro.
I gotta go Niners. Yeah, I gotta go 49ers till they lose it. I gotta go shoot till you miss with the 49ers.
Are you guys actually for real right now?
Here,
For
I
real?
have,
Yeah.
here, I have the same concern you
No,
do.
hang on. Before Dr. Chow and David want to add their little inputs and then whatever I have to talk about.
I agree. I agree with Mir that the Brock Purdy thing worries the hell out of me. I just think the 49ers are going to be able to do enough
So
with all their
you think
weapons.
Kyle Shanahan knows what he's talking about with QBs after he picked up Trey Lance during the draft, which was a complete fucking bust? You think Brock Purdy's your fucking answer?
No, I don't think Brock Purdy's the answer. I'm really wary of that, but I do.
Yeah,
think
so why are you fucking putting your money on them winning the division then if you're so weary about the QB, which is a significant part of winning the division?
I'm not confident with anybody else in that division.
What Seahawks? Geno Smith, comeback player of the year.
Yeah, comeback for a reason because he sucked before that. I'm worried about.
Yes, he got in a good system with fucking Pete Carroll. They're working. What are you talking about, man?
Maybe you're right, but I just
they're like a wild card team, bro.
I can't look at the talent on that 49ers team and say that somebody's going to overtake them this year. I'll wait till I'm wrong.
I get that.
It's a complete coward.
Dude, I hate the Niners too, bro. But they're so good.
I do too. I hate them too.
I bet
they're gonna win, bro. They're gonna win every fucking game they play, bro.
No, I'm not going Seahawks. Whatever.
It's in the stars.
Now I got a question for you boys, real quick. Name your top 4 dark horses from each division. 2 in the AFC, 2 in the NFC. Name your 2 dark horses that could make into the playoffs and do some noise. I'm gonna start with Aaron first. Aaron, name your top 4 dark horses from 2 from the AFC, 2 from the NFC.
My dark horses. I'm going to take. Here's a good. I like this is a good dark horse in the AFC only because it just pretty much is all predicated on bounce back. The Broncos are going to be one of my deep sleepers in the AFC just because if Peyton can get Russell Wilson going, that team can be dangerous.
Sure.
And then my other AFC sleeper pick, I'm going to go Dolphins.
Miami? Yep, there you go.
The Dolphins is my other sleeper pick in the AFC.
Okay, David, go ahead. Shoot, sir.
Dark horses. I'm not gonna. I'll stay away with the Raiders because of my team. But I'll go. Oh no, I'll go Titans.
Jimmy's gonna treat. Yeah.
No, Tannehill and Henry play well. Like they can compete.
Tennessee.
Right? Yeah. So I'll go. And by the way, I think other than Houston, every AFC team is half decent. Like I don't think the AFC has like terrible teams. You know, it's a very tough conference. Yeah. And then you know what? Even though I'm a Raiders fan, so I hate the Steelers. I'll go with the Steelers because Tomlin, and if the second-year quarterback Pickett plays well, they can win like 10, 11 games. So those would be my 2 in the AFC.
So, yeah, I mean, I pick both those teams to win their divisions as deep under long shots. So I like both those teams that ATP just mentioned. Mm-hmm. I like I'll take Carolina as like just a team that's going to be maybe awful. Everyone's thinking going into the season.
They're not going to be out. Bryce Young, come on.
Bryce Young, I want to see Bryce Young do a little something and win like four out of 5 games.
I'm going to name some.
And then get a little rub in that horrible division.
I'm going to name something real quick for my dark horses. You guys ready? So my dark horse to win.
Could you wait 1 second? Of course. You asked if I was ready. I'm not. I'm good now. Go ahead.
You're good now. You got your.
I'm okay. I wasn't before,
but I somewhat ready enough to you can understand what I'm trying to say to you.
Now I'm good. Yeah,
you're good. Okay, cool.
It's all that eagle intellect.
It's all the eagle intellect that you're withstanding upon. You know, yes. I don't want you to. You know, your Viking jersey is radiating in my eyes right now. I just can't.
It's like gamma rays.
I know. It's like Dalvin Cook just left your team. I can't understand it. You know, I don't understand why he left. But you know, I understand at the same time. But anyway, shut up. Here we go. I understand. My dark horse is honestly, I think this is a breaker make year in the NFC. I have the Vikings not going to the Super Bowl. And I'm going to be honest with you, Mr. Imhold and Mr. Chow. You will face us in the conference finals, wherever the fuck that shit is called.
Yeah. Here we go. That always goes well.
You're really knowledgeable, man.
I could see that happening, but I wouldn't bet on it. But it's probably a good, like 20-25 to 1, like Vikings, Eagles in the conference.
You guys
finals.
are good. If we don't make it, you will make it. And if we do make it, when you make it, we'll fucking wreck you. But if we don't, I hope your team makes it. I'm calling you guys the dark horses to make the Super Bowl. I'm not kidding. Kirk Cousins, this is your final fucking year not to fuck up.
NFC dark horse
Final year plus whatever giant extension we signed him to after this year.
Yeah.
Can't let go of Kirk.
This is it. This is it for your boy, bro. But hang on, let me finish AFC. Let me finish AFC. David, let me finish talking before I fucking freak out. Okay. So we got NFC with the Vikings for me. AFC. Honestly, I got not the Chiefs. I think they're fucking broken at this point. You could only win so much. You're not fucking the 49ers back in the day or the Cowboys, whatever. I got winning the AFC championship to go. I got finally Jim Burrow going, bro. There's no way Jim Burrow's not going. He's a warrior. He's won the NCAA championship. He's willing to go all the way. He will win it this year. He's not going to say no for an answer. Jim Burrow for the Bengals for AFC.
How about Joe Burrow? Is he any good? Joe Burrow's pretty good too.
Yeah, just like Derek.
You know what? You know what, Steel Toe? I liked you at first, but I understand why now Patrick Melton chats shit on you so much. Now it's time to actually start shitting you as a guest.
Bro.
Fuck this guy. Yeah. You know what? Everybody in the air watching this, fucking Steel Toe Aaron Himmel is a piece of shit. Wreck him all your time you have. Make it your vibe to kill him.
This is absolute slander. This is absolute slander.
I want slander.
You know what? I'm going to let Jim Burrow know that this is not acceptable.
I love you, buddy.
Are you going to start zooming in on Steel Toe's head?
No.
Well, ATP, do you want to give us the top who's going to be in the Super Bowl this year?
No.
Mir just dropped that epic rant.
My dark horse
Eagles and Bengals.
My dark horse from the NFC is actually the Giants because they were pretty good last year. And they've gotten a little better, and their coach they got a really good coach. So.
He says Super Bowl.
Overrated.
Who do you have in Super Bowl?
No, you guys didn't let me do my dark horses for the NFC. And then, I don't know, even though I didn't pick them for anything, I'll take the Falcons because maybe they'll be better. Super Bowl, I don't know. I'll go with Bengals in AFC because I do think the Chiefs aren't going to be quite as good with the Jones stuff. And then NFC, I hate to say it, man. The douchebag in the top left corner.
Eagles.
I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Yeah, that's you motherfuckers right there saying the right shit. Let's go.
Makes sense. You know.
By the way, I have a huge Super Bowl party at my house.
I love you, David. I'll be there, David. Let's turn out Eagles jerseys. I'll bring Eagles jerseys for you, buddy.
I'm gonna throw. You know what? I think it is. I gotta agree with the with Lil Mir over there. I gotta say it's Jim Burrow's year, and I think the Bengals are gonna go to the Super Bowl. Behind the power of what he can't be Joe Burrow anymore. It's got to be Jim Burrow. And I think his shorthand, everybody has their shorthand nicknames. He's Jim Bro. I think
Jim Bro.
Jim Bro and the Bengals go to the Super Bowl. And unfortunately, I hate to be unoriginal here, but Jalen Hurts, shoot till you miss. I think he's.
Oh my God! I got three motherfuckers on that same vibe right now. Hey,
it's Niners. Niners.
And go Birds! Go Birds! Yeah. Let's go. What do you guys say, man?
I mean, I'm just telling you, like us Illuminati, we script it out. So I'm trying to give you guys some predetermined shit. So
yeah, what do you guys say?
Yeah, Niners, they're a lock. AFC kind of depends right now where it goes, but I'm gonna put the
suspense.
I'm waiting, dude. What the fuck are you trying to say? Come on.
I'll put the Jets in the Super Bowl.
Whoa.
Okay. Against who? Against who? We got Aaron Rodgers. Okay, against who? Jets.
Yeah. I think it's Adam Inholt.
49ers. Yeah, I think that's what's
Stop making fun of Lil Mir. It's not nice.
What do you mean? You just rude for me, you fucking faggot. All right. Anyway,
I don't know if they're winning the division, but they're making it to the Super Bowl.
That's all right. Anyway, so before we end the show, we're gonna hit 2 hours here. We got 3 more minutes left. I just want to ask Aaron one last question before we hop off of here. It was an honor to talk about football with you, sir.
Do our week 1 picks quick?
Yes, let's do that. Let's do quick. Go ahead. And then Austin, one question. Go ahead.
All right. Let's do the week 1 picks. Okay, so we're picking 3 games against the spread, and it's
all 3 teams. So
yeah, the first game is Vikings versus Tampa. Minus I'll give a liberal line, -5.5 for the Vikings.
I mean,
Actually,
we're gonna cover. Well,
I
the
think
Vikings.
yeah, I think that so.
So you're taking the Vikings at home against the
The quarterbackless Bucks with the points.
the Bucks, who are
If I had like a
maybe
thing where I
voted
put,
as one of the
you
worst
know, that
teams
thing they
in
do
the
in the game, the
NFL.
Viking game, they blow that horn thing, right, Aaron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
The Gallahorn. Show some fucking respect.
I don't know, man. I'm not a Vikings fan. Hey, actually, quick question for you two Vikings fans. Do you think the reason they've never been back to the Super Bowl since they moved, into domes? Like when they played at that old stadium, Metropolitan Stadium, I think it was called, it was so cold and teams would go there in the playoffs and they would just like crumble. And I think like having the dome is a detriment to the Vikings. It's like Lambeau Field is a huge home field advantage for the Packers. Like they got to go back outside, man, and get in that minus 20-degree weather.
But that
looking at
hasn't worked for the Bears at all, bro.
I'm
And
looking
the
at the
Bears,
teams that
I was
the
in
Vikings.
Chicago for like
And I
20
love the
years. Like that never worked for the Bears.
Dude, my two favorite football players of all time, even though I'm a Raiders
I'm gonna
fan,
take a piss real quick.
are Dale Sayers and Dick Butkus. Like I love the old Bears, but they like whatever. Like, yeah, you're right. It doesn't work for them. But
I just think the teams that we've nearly had in the Super Bowl would not have fared well in Metropolitan Stadium outside. I don't see Randy Moss going off for 200 yards receiving in the cold.
Remember that NFC Championship against the Giants when it was like 40-something to nothing? It was embarrassing.
It was all fake, bro. Yeah.
It's all fake. It's all the Illuminati.
Yeah.
They don't like
I mean,
us.
if you know,
Morton
you know,
Anderson
bro.
doesn't miss a kick all year, then he misses against the Falcons.
Right?
Yeah. It's the funniest thing ever. It's
Yeah.
all hijinks. It's all theater. So okay, we're I actually like Tampa backdoor covering against the Vikings on Sunday. I think the Vikings are going to be up like 34-20 in the fourth quarter, and then they're going to
or 34-17 and then ends up like 34-31, like something like that.
Yeah, they're going to score a touchdown in the last 2 minutes. So I think that I look at the Vikings to get up big, but if I put my money down, I'm going to bet on Tampa plus the points. 5.5 or 6, 6.5, what ESPN said earlier, but I'm looking at live odds. And they're talking about 6 or 5.5. So I would bet on Tampa and take the points.
I think you guys are going to cover. So,
all right.
I mean, I could see them being up so big, but their defense is just not.
I got a question for you, motherfucker, in a second.
Ready, their offense is. Hey, and Aaron, while we're here and we're talking Vikings, can we talk about Jordan Addison, the new wide receiver?
Yeah, I'm very excited about him.
Dude, he's gonna. That's a lock for you guys. That's like a big payout if you want to do a long-term bet. He's gonna have 100 catches and he's gonna have over 1,000 yards guaranteed.
Jeez, yeah.
He's like Diggs, but better. He's like he's like
no
baby
one's better
Diggs.
than Diggs. Shut your mouth.
It looks like they want him coming out of the slot this year too. I like that, especially with
God, he's gonna have 10 catches every game for 130 yards
You
guaranteed.
have to decide if you want to cover Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, or Jordan Addison, and I like being in that situation.
Yeah, he's gonna have a huge year that no one knows who he is because he's a rookie, 21-year-old rookie. He's gonna be. He might even eclipse Jefferson in yards this year because he's just gonna get under the defense throws. He's gonna catch it, run for 15 yards every single time.
Possible.
He's literally like a baby Diggs. I think he's gonna be our best player this year. As a Vikings fan.
Holy shit. I mean, I'd be all for it. I mean, our team's going to be ridiculously good if he can pull that off. And then Kirk gets an extension. I see what you're thinking. I like that. Yes.
I mean, I want to get rid of Kirk Cousins, but like Addison and Jefferson, that's going to be big time. That's going to be like what everyone talks about with Kansas City or Cincinnati with Chase and they're 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, right.
Now I want to attack. Not even attack. I want to ask. Mr. M. Holt a question real quick. So
Always start off with saying you want to attack. That really sets the person at ease.
good. I want to have that a little bit on the show. Smear Musk. We get musky for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Musky, yeah.
I want you to be as real as you can. We're just
Yeah, we get
gentlemen. We're
musky.
men talking musky. You know,
Yes.
there's no bounds. So my thing is this for you, real quick, sir. So when I first actually heard about you, you know, I had the viewpoint of just like Chad shitting on you, Patrick shitting on you, all this garbage, whatever. And then I watched your show. You were funny. You were good. You kind of ran a show that I really enjoyed. Very not political too much, but you know, it was good satire.
A little bit of shit in there, yeah.
Yeah. You're just a good Radiohead. I loved it. You were good. I loved it. So then you came on to Ray DeVito's interview, correct?
Yeah.
And I even like super chat a couple questions towards you that you were kind of a pussy towards. I was like, all right, like no, you weren't a pussy towards, but you're very business oriented towards. You kind of like, you know,
Sure.
you know what I'm saying. You don't want to say too much, but you're gonna say what you need to say.
Right. Yeah.
You're not looking what the fan wants you to say, but you're just say just enough to like ease their appetite.
Sure.
And then I'm seeing what's going on, and my question is this: I'm trying to think how I'm going to try and say this to you, man. Without, I don't want to offend you because I do.
I'm liking this. I
do look up to you a lot. You are actually a great Radiohead.
All right, you can do this.
It's a fucking Red Bar 100-hour setup. Come on, man.
I'm not trying to fuck with him. I do appreciate what he's done in this community. He's actually a great Radiohead, so I don't want to like tweak him out enough to like not fuck with us anymore because he's a great person. But like, I don't know. You kind of seem like, judging from the Ray DeVito interview, you kind of shit on Joe, the producer, a little too much when he was honestly like pushing a lot of honest questions towards you. Like, hey, why not answer this? Why not answer this and this and that? Let me hear me out real quick, okay? Before you answer this.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm trying, sir. Okay. I'm very nervous. I'm in front of a.
If you're worried about upsetting me, I promise you, this is not upsetting me at all. You're fine.
Okay, I don't want you to steel toe on top of me. I wear steel toes. I know how much those things hurt. So.
And I don't. It's fucking good.
You fucking bitch. All right, Here we go. So, like, you were sitting there with Ray DeVito in that interview, and this always irked me for so long. I can't believe I have you on my show for this. Because I was there watching it.
I enjoyed the Ray DeVito interview, by the way.
I know you did because you worked
partially
his ass.
Because
you worked his ass. You worked his ass. So I know it's like you did it. You worked the interview in your favor.
Like
I'm not stupid. I'm not like Ray. I'm not stupid. You worked that in your favor, man. Come on.
You don't think I walk into a trap knowing it's a trap?
I don't think you're stupid enough for that, man.
Hey. So I sprung the trap.
So you're acknowledging that you worked it enough to your benefit.
I was being a total cunt because I knew what they were trying to walk me into.
Yes.
Yes.
So you are.
And it worked to perfection. It was great.
Ray's so much of a dumbass as a fucking host. He couldn't.
No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I went in there to have a one-on-one with Ray DeVito.
Really? Did you actually think that? Honestly, answer me truthfully. I'm not stupid. Answer that truthfully.
I went in there. When Ray and I talked behind the scenes, like to book it, I wanted to go on his show because I thought the Ray gimmick was adorable. And I really did want to go on. So
he's an idiot to your mind. Yes, come on, answer that. Don't fucking lie to me, dude. I'm not stupid.
I think there's a saying in the Midwest, he's not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Good. Okay, so you used him to some extent.
I didn't use him. No.
I didn't use him, but he's an idiot, so you can work with him.
What I was expecting before I kind of sniffed out the trap and became cunty and silly and kind of put on a pro wrestling heel kind of a thing, was I thought, here's what I honestly thought it was going to be in the days leading up to it. Ray and I were going to have an extremely boring interview. And I was just doing it to have to talk to Ray DeVito and get the measure of this guy and see what the fuck is this whole thing about? Yeah. And then it started into all Joe wanted to read were like shitting on steel toe super chats. So I was like, all right, let's see if I can rile these people up. Let's see if I can get them going. Let's see if I can give them a little wink and a nudge and then, rile them up. And then they got riled up.
Get some more super chats going in, make more money.
let's not fully answer any of these questions. Let's pick with these people a little bit. Because if they're getting angry and I'm not, then I see that as a good thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's stir these people. Like I watched wrestling since I was a little kid. Like it's all you're working. Yeah. And so no, I will tell you this: once the interview started going the way it did, I was totally being a cunt on purpose. But going into the interview, I can say with complete honesty, I thought it was just going to be a boring, really shitty interview with Ray DeVito.
So what's your issue with Joe? Honestly,
I think he's kind of a slimy, weaselly cunt. Like, that's pretty much it. Just his kind of demeanor. I think he's kind of a bit of a slime ball.
I mean, aren't we all though to some extent though? Aren't we somewhat a slime ball?
100%. But I wish he would just, as I do, I wish he'd admit he's just a slimy little cunt.
Have more class about it.
Yeah, don't be such a him about it. I also didn't like the nurse shit. I didn't like that, and then the fucking the old man shit. Like that was kind of gross. And then I just don't like him. Like I'm sure if I met him as a person, I probably wouldn't care one way or the other.
Right.
But in terms of like broadcasting wise, I don't like him very much.
He's a polarizing dude, and he does hate you a lot.
He does. Like he's very adamant about it.
No, and again, whether it's
like a little bit too much, but like there's like people who hate him that much too. It's like crazy. Like you guys are both kind of mid, you know.
I love that.
You are mid, man. Come on,
a little mid, yeah. No, I look as a broadcaster, I'm not impressed. As a producer, I'm not impressed, and I know he hates my guts a lot. I definitely wouldn't say I hate him. I think hate would be, if I've used the word hate, that's a strong word. I'm not impressed by the guy. I don't like him. Don't care for him.
I mean, somewhat, you got to understand, though, he is calling you out of some aspect. Like, he was very honest with you. Like, here's my thing, though. You can act and try to play the part of, like, oh, I don't care. I'm just going to troll and whatnot. But he did do something that I did appreciate while watching that stream with you. He did make DeVito showcase the question that people wanted to hear. And people want to hear that shit from you. They want to see what you have to say about certain things. And
here's my objection to that. My objection to that is this. Then this is where the nutless weaselly part comes from for me.
Okay.
Then Joe, send me a message, say you and I should do an interview, and it's going to be him, calling me on whatever bullshit he sees, and I will gladly have that discussion with you. It's the fact that I as a professional broadcaster, as a guy who came from radio, I didn't appreciate the producer hijacking the host and showing
like hopping on and saying some shit. Like, hey, we got to read these super chats.
Disrespecting the host, hijacking his show, and trying to exercise whatever personal vendetta.
Raise the bitch, though, man. Raise the bitch.
And he made him his bitch, and I didn't like that. And because I was going on there to have a little dumb, boring interview with Ray. If Joe would have said, I fucking hate you, and I'm going to call you out. Like, before the interview, he was very nice to me. Like, when we were in the backstage StreamYard area, he's very nice, very professional, very deferential. And then
Joe talked to you behind the stage.
Yeah. So it was kind of I just thought it was a chicken shit move. So I treated him like a chicken shit guy during that interview.
Okay.
Basically, the amount of respect you saw me give in that interview was the amount of respect I felt like giving him.
Gotcha.
Essentially. So yeah, it was just the way the interview was presented versus where he tried to take it. It seemed like a punk move, and like in broadcasting terms, I wasn't going to let somebody punk me out like that. So I'm like, well, no, I'm going to be a cunt.
Fuck, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at. Because like I said, you guys didn't see the StreamYard beforehand.
No, I did not. No, sir.
Right, that's understandable. So I get why you feel that way. But yeah, he was being nice.
No, I'm not trying to press you. I just want to understand what was going on,
No, yeah, that was just kind of my take on the whole deal. Was like, here's this guy, being very professional before we go on. And then he steps all over Ray when Ray wants to ask some questions. I was getting frustrated at first because he wasn't letting Ray finish a fucking sentence.
He wasn't. No, he was not.
Yeah. And that kind of annoyed me. And then when I kind of saw what he was doing, I was like, oh, okay. Well, I can play this role then. I can do this.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's super personal. Like he thinks like you and him are like now like on the same level.
Yep.
So like he wants to try to beef with you for clout, I think.
That's really original. Nobody else does that. That's really original. I don't have a line of people trying to beef with me for clout.
Aaron,
I don't really know.
Aaron, my thing is this though. So you have that issue with Joe, the producer, correct?
Personally, I don't. I understand he doesn't like me very much. I do think he's
not anything personal, but you just somewhat disrespect the way he's.
Sure.
No. You disrespect the way as a Radiohead that you've been, that he's pursuing things a certain way. You're like, you know what? You shouldn't do shit that way. Fuck you for doing that way.
Right. Be a host if you want to be a host.
Right.
If you want to be a producer is a very
you shut the fuck up and you just do what you need to do.
A producer is a very thankless job, and but he wants to kind of be both at the same time. It's like, well, then be a host. Go be a host. And I think a lot of people don't want that host role, but when they're producer, they do. And
because these are just sneaking a little like little tidbits here and there, and then not have the repercussions of it. No. You're not hosting a show. Shut the fuck up and just fucking produce it.
Yeah. And it doesn't hurt that, coming from radio, you always kind of shit on producers and treat them like garbage.
Aaron,
die hard.
Aaron, I just want to say, at the end of the day, I never expected this from you, sir. You honestly are an amazing man. I just seen so much hate from. Here's my issue. I never found you before any of this shit. I heard a little bit about you being on Compound Media, but I never was there when it was popping and whatnot, so I don't know what you were doing behind the scenes. But I always heard things about Patrick Melton and Chad Zumach and Kevin Brennan talking shit on you, and it's just like a surreal moment for me to actually talk to a true Radiohead who understands the business and who understands actually the cinematics, the alliances that you need to deal with to actually push forward in this vibe and whatnot, and actually make a vibe for yourself.
And for me, one thing real quick, David, to answer to respond to what Mir said there. You talk about Chad, you talk about Patrick, and I've always prided myself on this. Could you really see them coming in here and letting you guys say critical things and then having a sense of humor about it?
Wasn't Chad a Radiohead though?
He was a third mic, and I
think he was second mic to some extent.
He was like a stunt boy, kind of.
Yeah. He's second mic stunt boy.
Yeah, so he's got some radio experience. He gets it, but he's also got some head trauma shit. Like that's
come on, that's not that bad, bro. Come on, you can't do that.
We're all fucked up, sure.
We're all fucked up. You don't disrespect him like that. Come on, he did do some things in Cleveland. You cannot disrespect. Come on,
absolutely.
I'm not a Chad Zumach fan, but do not disrespectful to somebody.
The Alan Cox show.
Come on.
Yeah, the Alan Cox show is a very successful show. I think
successful.
To this day in Cleveland. It's a very big afternoon drive.
One thing I want to say about Aaron is that when all that shit happened with me and Melton, I kind of like reached out to him. I was like, how do you deal with this?
It was so gay.
And I know this is fucking gay. I know I'm Piazza, but Aaron was like so nice. And I was like, you know what?
I bet he was.
Dude, I'm not going to fucking judge stupid radio show. I'm like, are you a nice guy? Like, dude, and KB behind the scenes is a nice guy too, by the way. For all his shit that he talks,
nicest.
Right? Yeah.
I will say this: when David came to me to talk about the Melton stuff, I was very kind, and I looked at that it was addicted to profits, and what I said when he sent me those messages, I go, this guy gives a load of money to Kevin. Let's see if we can drag him onto old.
Yes, let's get him over here, baby.
It sounds like a nice ally to have.
Now, can we all be honest though that Chad Zumach was actually a good Radiohead at some point in time? Can you acknowledge that though? Honestly, no, wait, David, shut the fuck up, and Aaron, listen real quick. As an honest individual, I wanted you to acknowledge this though. Chad Zumach did the part as a full either or as a Radiohead, third mic, second mic, to make a successful show on radio be more successful. Can you acknowledge that as a personal Radiohead? Can you acknowledge that, please?
I can't say that I personally ever heard him. I'll start with that.
Okay, but can you acknowledge it though? He did something.
That show did very well, and until he drunk crashed that car into a tree, he
did do something though.
He seemingly did his job. They must have been happy with him. So yeah,
there you go. So Radiohead's acknowledged Radiohead's at that point in time. Then I accept that. You guys acknowledged
sabotage anything. He had a good thing going and he screwed it up. That's like anyhow, whatever.
David's getting worked up. Guys, David's
worked up. It's the Raiders.
I mean, I don't need to acknowledge it. I already have.
We've had him on twice. We witnessed
Zumach. I'm a high-ranking general in the Mudshark Army. You know that.
Yeah.
Day one.
Man. I remember.
David, you're in the Bahamas. You could be the head of the Mudshark Navy.
No, I'm on Clausewitz on all.
I do want to get into something with you real quick, though, sir.
It's like the third thing.
So I mean, like I love him.
I want to get really deep
I don't
into
know
you.
if you can mastermind without me, bro.
Aaron, real quick before you leave, sir, I do want to get into something real deep with you, real quick. And I've seen this a lot, and I have been the victim of it before.
Rape.
A lot of canceling of your fans who talk a little bit of trash around you. Like I'm witnessing I'm witnessing our chat right now, talking shit crazy on us, doxing, doing crazy things. I haven't blocked one. So my thing is this: why do you kind of prefer to not cancel but block out somewhat negative chatters and whatnot? I mean, doesn't that kind of fuel you to push forward more with your show, or is it just a hindrance on your show?
Not during the show. During the show, because I like to kind of use the audience as writers sometimes. Like some of them have really good lines and shit. Yeah. And if people are going to come in, and I've always said this, I've been very open about this, even in the radio days. I was like, if you're going to come in and be cunty, I'm just going to bounce you. Like I like hanging out with my audience.
Why would you bounce them though?
Because the shit we have to do on the show is more interesting than going at it with some dipshit in the chat. You know, it's like,
it depends.
Here's what I'd like to do. I like to just, we're going to push you to the side and we're going to do a show. Like I got a show to do. I feel it's the opposite. And it's fine if you feel differently.
Right. For an interview show is a little bit different from your show. You had different segments to get into.
Right.
Go ahead.
My attitude is this. If I let this guy change what I'm doing when I thought what I had planned for today was a really good show, then he won. Because now I've derailed what I'm doing and now I'm focusing on this guy. So instead, I just go, let's move him aside. And I always say something before I do it. I go, hey, man, you hate my guts. Totally understand.
You did that to me, too. Fuck you. Fuck you. You did it to me, too. Fuck you.
When did I do that to you?
I was on your show. I don't remember when. I said something. You said, you know what, Lil Mir? I don't want to hear anything about you have to say about Patrick or Chaz Umach. You're gone. I was like, all right.
Did I really?
Gone. Yes, you fucking faggot. You know what? This is what I'm saying, everybody. Look at him hardcore right here, this gentleman right here. He cancels everybody for saying the lightest thing.
But do you see how little I give a shit about doing it? I didn't even remember.
You don't even remember, but you'll do the smallest increments of anything anybody says about anybody. And that's my issue with you, sir. I love your show. I love your voice. I love what you do.
Yeah.
But you give too many fucks about what people are saying about your show. You just cancel instantly.
There's someone who says they're blocked, who is like, they've been
unblock K. Everyone's saying unblock me, unblock me, unblock me. You're doing too much blocking, bro. What are you doing on that?
No, I'm doing the
perfect. You guys don't block.
I'm doing the perfect amount of block.
Weak. You know,
like Aaron, I do love you. We have people in the chat fucking doxing so many of us. Who cares, dude?
Well,
why do you care?
They shouldn't
what they're saying. Just ignore them.
I don't care if they say it. I don't want it to disrupt my program.
But you blocked them. Why are you even reading their comments? That's up to you if you read them, right?
No, if I'm going through for the show and I'm going through audience, because what we'll do is we'll do like a segment.
Okay.
And then we'll go to the audience stuff. And if I catch it while it's going on when I'm reading audience stuff, I'm like, well, get that the fuck it. Get out of here.
You block a viewership.
It's like throwing. Well, that's fine. I'll get more.
We need to do something. We need to do a vigil for Kay because Kay was blocked by M. Holt.
Son of a bitch.
Now she's mad.
Well, I tell you what, maybe if she behaves herself, we'll let her back. Like Mir's coming back. We're putting Mir back. He's off probation.
No, you're not. I don't know. You're not. I want to be off probation. No, fuck that shit. I'm a rebel. I'm an Eagles fan. We don't fuck with that shit. We don't fuck with Vikings fans.
Not anymore. Not only are you coming back, you're coming back because you're an Eagles fan.
Michael Vick vibes. Let's go.
Yeah.
Back.
Hey,
oh, that's okay. People can handle that shit the way they want to, but like, to me, it's like a bar. It's like if we're having a good time, you're cool. Come on in. If you're gonna try and like fuck around in the bar, I'm gonna just pick you up by the scruff of your neck and I'm gonna put you outside and you can go to another bar. It's fine.
Oh, fuck me, man. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna take K McDuck and just throw it out.
Aaron, I'm gonna end the show here real quick.
No, Chow.
We still got 2 more picks. Yeah, so sorry, Mir.
There's been 5.
All right, so now, okay, we did the first game, and now we're going to game 2. We got 3 games. We did the Vikings, Tampa. Now we need
Raiders, the Broncos. I'm going Raiders.
I'm going Broncos all day. Your guys' garbage team.
Raiders plus 3.5.
Think, man.
You guys
plus
suck.
4 plus 3.5 in between there.
You guys
Chow,
suck.
get this under control.
We beat them 6 times in a row. Raiders.
You guys fucking suck.
We're taking the road dogs. Okay. Yeah, I'll take the Raiders plus 3.5 too,
He's
because
only
I
gonna
think
lose by
Denver's
3.
gonna win on last second field goal.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Good man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
going
wait a minute. Wait up. He's not voting for my Raiders. Hang on a second. That's the Broncos. Wait a minute.
I'm
Stop
going.
Aaron,
talking and
I'll take
listen.
the Raiders
Stop
plus
talking
4.
and listen,
Raiders.
David, for once in your life. All
Plus
right.
3.5.
There you go.
Broncos to cover. Okay, there. I had to sneak that in real quick.
There
Okay,
you
no
go.
problem, no problem. That's fine.
I
Okay.
love you, buddy.
So the Broncos, okay, and now the big game, the Eagles and the
there you go.
Patriots. Eagles are on the road
Vote
Sunday
for me,
night,
David. And I'll
or
vote for
no,
your
Sunday
Raiders.
afternoon game. They're New England's a
Fuck
home
you,
dog.
David.
They're giving 4
Fucking
to the Eagles.
Oh, I'm going Eagles all day long. Man.
Yes, sir. You know what? I'm going Raiders all day long. Let's go.
No, I'm going Eagles.
David
all
and I are like soul twins right here. Him and I have the same haircut. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Eagles to cover, and Lil Mir is unblocked.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I'll
blocked. I'm
take
just
the
fucking
Eagles
with
to
you.
cover too.
You aren't even blocked. You fucking bitch.
I don't even know anymore. Last time I was on your show, you shouted on me like twice. You're like, Lil Mer, we don't talk about him anymore in our chat. I was like, all right, fuck this fucking faggot.
Dude,
And I stopped
I'm
talking.
really like,
Well, it seems like you got over it.
I did because I
See?
made a show and I have you on my show, so I definitely got
There.
over it.
It's therapeutic.
It's very
I'll-
therapeutic.
I'll-
You know what? You know what? You know what? You know what? How dare you disrespect me like that, saying it's therapeutic? I know you're doing, and I don't like it.
I'm not
Okay.
doing anything. I'm trying to.
I know
say
you're
that-
Radiohead, and I don't like that shit. How dare you come on Mir Musk and say I'm therapeutically having you on my show so I can, work within the demons within myself? How dare you?
You said that.
How dare you do
I
that?
never-
Wearing
I
a
never said-
Vikings jersey, saying that shit, and then saying I'm being therapeutic in this. What are you, my
You know-
psychiatrist? What are you doing right now? You know,
You know
why are you on the show? Why the fuck are you on the show? Who booked this guy?
You know what? I apologize.
Who booked this dude? Are you Andy Dick? Have you done anything Andy Dick's done? Who are you?
I apologize for saying that. Clearly, this has not been therapeutic at all. You've still got some work to do.
I have a lot of work to do.
I-
I love you, buddy.
Aaron, did you see the Andy Dick episode?
No! I'm just kidding. What were you going to say?
Did you see the Andy Dick episode that they did?
I saw the huffing brake cleaner clip that somebody posted. Yes. I saw Andy Dick doing
Unbelievable,
fucked up shit on Mir's show and them cackling like schoolgirls. I did see that clip. I thought that was
Fuck
very
you. You know what? At least I don't wear
Well, it was a
skirts.
compliment. It was funny.
It was funny. You're right. Like you've been funny. What? How many times have you been funny in your show? Tell
He
me.
was funny
Three or-
today.
three or-
man. He was
3 or
great.
4.
Three
Three
or
or
four. All right. I've seen them. I've seen them with the monkey. You know.
You've seen them all.
I'm gonna end the show right now, right here, real quick.
Yeah, enough picks. Enough.
I'm done with the picks. Mega G, if you want to get here real quick because we want to show
Yeah,
respect
no,
to
I'm
it.
here, I'm
Aaron
here.
Hamill. So hang on, before I
Yeah.
end the show, I want Mega G to give your take on Aaron, and then David give your take on Aaron, and then I'll end the show. Go ahead, do your guys' thing.
My take on Aaron.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I want to hear
Dude,
this.
he's dank, bro.
Go, just run it. Run your thing real quick.
Dank, bro.
Yeah,
I
he's
admit-
dank. What I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't watch all of his stuff.
Exactly.
it's super
You guys
entertaining
don't watch
being on
this
our
man.
show.
He's a fucking legend. This is my issue with all
Yeah,
these fucking
no, he's
people.
not. He's like a
Dude,
dude
shut
like
the
us.
fuck up for a second, Dr. Chow. You always say nobody's a legend. You know what, Mega G? Shut the fuck up. Here's
Fine,
my
yeah.
issue with all these
Tell us
fucking
about
people.
his legendary.
No, no,
status.
no,
I
no,
want to
no.
hear it. 'cause
Dr.
I'm not
Dr.
sold.
Chow, David Secura saying, you know what? This is disrespect to you, sir. I'm sorry I had you on at the end of the show that these fucking faggots disrespected you like that. How dare they say to you, you're just a cool, you're whatever. No, fuck that. Everyone listening right now, we literally had one of the biggest shows of Minneapolis on our show today via radio, whatnot. Aaron Himmel Steel Toe. You could not comprehend doing what he does every fucking day. This man went through the fucking I would say in the inferno. He dealt with cancellation. He dealt with soccer moms. He dealt with the white bitches who couldn't comprehend that a joke is a joke. You know what? I'm so goddamn happy that I was able to actually perceive Aaron for who he is and not have to listen to Chaz Zumach, the fucking loser, jumping in a pool with half his fucking body weight, causing a tsunami in Florida today. Okay? Patrick Melton causing a goddamn tsunami and a flood in Las Vegas today. I am actually privileged to actually acknowledge that I've actually talked to Aaron Homolt man to man person to person, and that I've had my great co-host actually work with me with that. Even though they want to talk shit about him, I don't give a fuck. Aaron, you are honestly a great radio legend. Even though you don't understand it, Anthony Cumia understands it. He knows. Even fat fuck. What's his name? I forgot his name. Who's the guy that produces the show?
You have to be more specific. Fat fuck.
Yeah, fat fuck.
I would never call
E-Rock,
E-Rock
E-Rock.
fat fuck.
Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Shut up. Shut up. Aaron, your show's great. You're honestly a great person. I'm sorry that Patrick Melton, Chad Zuma decided to attack your family, take all that shit, and dox you, and their crazy fucking fans dox you. You're a great person.
I think.
Thank you for coming on the show, man. I'm sorry that you just have to deal with that shit, and you also have a great mind in radio, and I just don't understand how you can continue to do that. How can you continue to do that? Like,
It's a lot of fun. It's a
no, it's not fun though, because you somewhat said that it's somewhat taxing on your family though. I don't get that. How can you continue on when your wife's being attacked so much?
Oh, shit like that? Well,
yeah,
I mean,
how can you continue on?
You handle it. Yeah, you have fun. Most days it's fun. Like once in a while, people are shitty and whatever. It's not that big of a deal. I think if you decide to live in like the drama pits, then yeah, it'll fuck with you. But I think once you develop a healthy attitude towards it, you just do your fucking show. You have a great time, and it's a fun fucking gig, man. But I agree with Chow. I don't agree with that radio legend shit. I think mid. I think Chow mid. I think that was.
Okay, Aaron,
to me, you're a radio legend. Honestly,
you are, dude. You are a legend.
Stop you from saying that. I don't have to agree with it. I'm just not going to stop.
Fuck you, man.
I
I'm
agree
after
with
you.
him.
Guys, let me do my speech quickly. Okay. On top of all,
yeah, you've really been silenced this whole show.
Okay.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Okay, whatever. The football pool is happening, by the way. It's $200 a head. Like me, Chow, and Mir in it. You do one pick against the spread. You can only pick one team once. So it's kind of like a suicide pool. I got tons of guys into it. I just had guys writing me. So you guys got to give your team for this week. I'm picking the Raiders -3.5. That's my pick this week against the Broncos. So I'll get the Raiders out of my system after week 1. So give me your one picks. So it's $200.
Well, how do they get a hold of you?
They're texting me. Yeah, I have friends, unlike the fact
David, we think kind of skip on this point, bro.
I know, but where are we escrowing? Like, where are we doing it?
What are you doing,
No.
man?
You said at the end of the season, you send it Venmo or PayPal. To
Venmo? You gonna get my bank information? What are you doing, bro?
Oh, my career is dead.
I don't trust you, bro. You're in the Bahamas. How'd you get there? I don't trust anything about how you did.
I'll keep track of all the picks.
Yeah, that's what they all say. All the Jews say. I don't trust any of that shit. I'll keep track of what you do.
Give me your one pick for the week, and we're gonna do this. It's gonna be great. I got like 20 guys.
That's what they say, and they catch you. Have you ever seen The Firm with Tom Cruise? That's what they do to you. They pursue you all these great things, and they draw you in. Have you seen the Firm with Tom Cruise and fucking Gene Hackman? I know how you motherfuckers work as lawyers.
Okay, whatever. Get off that. Do your one pick.
Yeah, let's get off that.
Yeah.
Aaron, you can leave it anytime, sir.
I'm going to go huff some brake cleaner, I think. I'm going to
have fun. Have fun.
One pick, and that's it. We're going to do this.
See you, buddy. I love you, Aaron.
We're doing an illegal pool or something, but do the pool, do your one pick, and that's it. We're going to do this, man. I got so many guys involved. I'll show you.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wait, what? We're picking a week 1 game?
Yeah, let's do week 1 games. I'm looking right now.
I've got like 15, 20 people already want in it or whatever. So
yeah, I don't want in, bro. I'm out.
You don't want in? Okay, that's fine.
No, but I'll pick for the show.
Pick for the show. That's fine. What's your one pick of the week then?
Well, shit. Didn't I give it earlier?
Don't worry about it. This did not work out well. Anyhow,
Tattoo Mock.
The whole point was I got all these guys in it, and then if someone doesn't pay, we have this.
I'm not paying shit. I got a goddamn kid at home. I don't like I'm not paying shit.
Sports or any
I'm not paying shit. I got kicked off my. I'm not paying shit.
I'm just doing it for fun.
Okay, that's it. That's it. It's not happening. I'll just tell my buddies it's not happening, and that's it. So that's fine.
Wait, you're gonna base it off of us? You're not doing it. You can go ahead and do it. You don't
us.
need us to do it.
It'll be fun to talk about on the show, but like.
Yes, you talk about it. We don't need to talk about it. You talk about it. What do you mean? You don't need us to talk about it. What are you? You're an adult. You can talk about it.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
I'll
do
tell
it,
my
dude.
buddies. Yeah, we'll talk. I do have like 10, 15 people. So
Yeah, exactly. You don't need us. You
Yeah.
talk about it, man.
Tell us
I'll
about
just
it.
laugh and like
You guys
joke
are
and
all
like
We don't
fuck
know
you
anything
too.
about it.
$200. Like, come on, dude.
I'm not betting a few $100s. I got a
No,
baby
no,
that needs
no.
formula.
Why would I even?
No, 18
Yeah.
weeks, $200. Not like
Shh,
one
shh,
week.
fuck you. Get a baby and then you talk to me about that shit, bitch.
Yeah, 200's a lot, bro. We're
And
broke.
stop with the Jew jokes already. Jesus Christ, man.
The Jew jokes I did one, you fucker. Is that enough for you to tweak out? I'm sorry. You know
What
what?
about
Let's go
Lenny
back to the
Kravitz too? Like that, all
1940s
these
when we
Jews
don't make
on the
fun about the
island?
Jews. You know what, Addicted? You've outstayed your welcome. You're about to get canceled out of here. Good night, sir. You have a good
Okay,
day.
good night, guys.
I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you, buddy. Look at this guy. I can tweet.
What is going?
Addicted. This is why you're so fun to everybody. You get so triggered, man. You gotta relax a little bit. You guys start going 100% on the miles.
Aaron was fun, but it was a good guest. I got him on, by the way. You got to give me a little prop.
That's true. You did get him on. I do appreciate that. You were an OG for that. Now we gotta look for Stan.
No, I do get triggered, and it's anyone who hates Melton is fucking my friend at this point. So,
Dude, come on. He's not that bad.
just know he is.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. He shot on me very hard. He played my music. He never really shot me that hard though. I ignored it, so I never fed into it. So I never went further with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you feed a troll, they're gonna continue further with you. I never, when he was shitting on my music and what I was doing, my Instagram pictures and whatnot, I didn't talk about it, just laughed at it, and then he left me alone. But with you kind of went with it with them, so he continued on. You kind of fed into him a little bit.
Yeah, I did.
You did.
I admit those.
That fucked up.
Yeah. So, but now I just ignore. Well, we talk about here, but like I'm like, people are like, "Oh, you should unblock." I'm like, "No way." I'm not going to talk to him outside of shitting on him here. So anyhow, man. Okay, this has been 2.5 hours. Are we done?
We are definitely done, sir. Do you want to do your plugs real quick?
I don't know. Addicted to Profits. Go to my YouTube page. I do think on stock chart of the day. I'm actually going to start. Actually, I'm going to start probably in the next week. I got my own football site called Raider Greats, where I talk about old great Raider players.
Casper.
Yeah. So I'll probably have that site launched within the next week or two. So yeah, and I'm working on some guests for the show. I think today was a lot of fun.
Yes, this guy right here.
It looks like
Dan Hope.
Mir. How'd you get so hairy, bro?
What?
Bro, what are you talking about? Hang on.
Dude, that shit off, man. Have you noticed I cut my hair from the last show though? I don't know if you noticed. My hair was super long. It was like down.
Bro, this has been my hair for fucking months, bro. What are you talking about?
Dude.
I'm not kidding, bro. What's up?
How old are you?
I'm 25, man.
And Chow, you're what? You're 38?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, 28,
Yeah, I'm 45. So
this is hey, you know what, Dr. Chaz, this is a Lil Mir vibe right here. That's the rapper vibe right there, baby. That's how I got my shit.
Why don't you do whatever that song that Chad dances to? You guys are Chad fans.
Dude, shut the fuck up about that song.
We don't do any of that.
Anyway, hey, I want to end this right now.
Here?
We are done. We're at 10 people viewing, and we're done here. Everyone's ready to go home. They got a lot of shit to do with their families. Anyway, we just had Aaron Himmold on Mir Musk, episode 14, the interview of Steel Toe. I had the great Addicted to Profits, Davis Akira, hopping on.
He's won't join the pool.
He is. Oh, yeah, whatever. We had the great Dr. Chow. Thank you so much, boys, for coming on and just being a part of this experience. And it means a lot to me. Thank you. Any dick would be proud of you, boys.
It means nothing to me. So
okay, great, perfect. Good night. You fucking faggots.